Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Boxingvoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? I was hitting him with body punching. I heard him actually he was crying in there. You were saying that Gibbs was crying when you hit him? When did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on?
Boxingvoice.com.
So that you knew you had him by that time? Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Deviancy Productions.
Making women's dresses like, oh.
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another flagship edition of the Boxing Voice. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and I'm going to be joined alongside my co-host, Enrique Church. We're going to be talking some boxing. We got a couple of topics. It's been a long time since we had 5 major topics. Usually it would be 4 and a sprinkle of other headlines, but there is a lot to talk about. So we're going to get right into our 5 topics of the night. First and foremost, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and again, Joseph Parker and that triangle of sins. We will give you all the details. Alleged $10 million offer for Deontay Wilder from Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. Wilder allegedly rejected $10 million. Everyone knows that's like 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money he's been making. So we're going to get into all those details and let you know what's going on with that. Joseph Parker and his promoter have their name in the hat for an Anthony Joshua fight, and they're giving out multiple venues. We'll also make sure that we do that as well and talk about those venues and how much of a possibility they are. We can't forget about Earl, The Truth, Spence versus Lamont Havoc Peterson held their New York City press conference here in the Barclays Center. Obviously, Ness GTO headed from the tri-state area over to New York City, big Brooklyn, took it to the Barclays Center, spoke to Earl Spence himself, spoke to Lamont Peterson, spoke to Barry Hunter and Derek James. You can find all those interviews on the boxingvoice.com or head on over to our YouTube channel and definitely check those out. Very good interviews with all those men. Earl Spence especially. Interesting advice he is giving Lamont Peterson, but we'll get into that. Demetrius Andrade. It's been a long time since we've talked about Andrade. I know he just fought on HBO and had his debut for the second time on HBO, but let's be real. We really don't have him in headlines much, and you are going to want to stick around to find out why he's in the news today. I'm going to just tell you, it's not positive. Now, can the news be lying? Hashtag fake news. Well, absolutely, they can be, but we will report what is being reported. Speaking of what's being reported, James DeGale is going to round out our 5th topic, as he is saying he was on the phone with Al Heyman and he was told David Benavidez Jr. is next. The beast, the one that everyone thinks will be the next guy. We'll see. Could he get past a Chunky? We'll see. Could Chunky have a second opportunity to unify with that WBC? Because you can't forget that WBC belt was the WBC that Badu Jack vacated. So let's head on over to the Garden State, introduce my co-host, and get this show started.
What's up, man? I just want to say I saw fight too.
Stay focused, stay working my dad.
I saw fight too.
Nice boxing voice. Because if he comes to fight, then I'm going to look for him.
I saw fight too.
I think you accurate.
Yep, that's right. Haters beware. Enrique Church is here. Deontay Wilder ducking AJ. That's the news. I don't know. Is that true? Who made this news up? Wilder, the new Wilder, actually ducking somebody. Last I heard and witnessed, Deontay Wilder went overseas, called out AJ. Beat Bahrain Steverns, called out AJ. So, let's talk about it. Of course, we got Miguel Cotto going to work for his last time in New York City, Madison Square Garden, against Sadam Ali. Is he really coming to work, or is Sadam Ali that dude? That's all I really have, and I'm excited to hear the caller speak on those two topics. Of course, Earl Spence, as you mentioned. So let's get it on.
Yo, that is crazy. I bet you Matt's gonna think I did that on purpose. Subconsciously, I skipped over Miguel Cotto on the second topic. You're absolutely right, yo. Miguel Cotto.
I picked it up. You know what I'm saying? You dropped the ball. I picked it up.
Ooh, rub it in my face. Rub it in my face. Yo, no homo. Because I know you're gonna say it first. I know you're gonna say it first because Casual got an issue. Casual got an issue. He's a bit homophobic, but it's okay. So we're gonna help him out.
Pro-life, pro-choice,
We're gonna go down the line of the topics, right? So the best way to do things is to give the public backstory. Give them as much information as possible so that they can make their own.
Right. And this is in regards to AJ Deontay Wilder?
This is in regard to everything. I mean, what we try to do is present the news, give you as much information. If we have any inside information, due to our super chatters and Patreons getting us inside these camps and allowing us to get this inside information, then we'll reveal that.
Not to cut you, but like my thoughts on like one of the topics, I would like to say it, and then since you have the news, I want you to fill in the blanks. And hopefully
go for it with your Keith Thurman shirt on. Oh my God, talk about bias.
Well, nah, what do you mean bias? Nah,
I'm joking. One time, I'm joking.
One time. So real quick, like starting with topic number one, which is probably a hot topic across the world, UK that is, in the United States, AJ versus Deontay Wilder, right? So hearing this topic or seeing this headline, Deontay's ducking, according to AJ, according to Eddie Hearns. I left off, Barry Hearns, if that's his correct name, and Shelly Finkel, the management, had met up to discuss possibilities, right? So I'm like, okay, it's going to happen. There was a topic on the Boxing Voice where Matt Hunter said, it may happen at the end of 18. Nestor Gibbs threw AJ Fury in the mix and was like, well, if Fury gets in shape, comes back, spoiler alert, spoils the plans, and winds up being AJ's opponent first, then that fight will be happening again. 18, that AJ fight versus Wilder will be end of 18 or top of 19. So everybody's like, damn, we want this fight now. So, right, $10 million is a lot of money. Eddie Hearns is the real promoter. That's what Barry Hearns said in his own words. Where are we, Ness? What do you have? Fill it in.
Well,
because that's what you are. That's what I am as a fan. Like, yo, how's Deontay ducking 10 million?
But as a casual, are you believing the news? Have you seen it on your Instagram feed? Let's not forget your Instagram feed.
I see it on my Instagram feed.
Casual. I was thinking today, I was on a toilet, and I'm like, you know what? Casual's a piece of shit. He doesn't follow the Boxing Voice. Because how is it that you don't know about all these topics when we consistently putting this on our own Instagram all the time?
Well, let me finish. First of all, I'm not the type that go sit on the toilet and immediately go on Instagram. Like, I usually get a book.
No, but that's where I was thinking. I brought that up because that's where I thought of you.
And then, like, my days are mixed up, and I do drive in, and then I jump out the car, and I got to run somewhere. I can't walk in Instagram. In fact, sometimes in traffic, I Instagram. And when I say I don't see it in my timeline, that doesn't include the Boxing Voice. Because usually when some news breaks, I see it on the Boxing Voice, so I hear from it, and I keep scrolling, and I see more and more and more and more of the news, and I'm like, wow, this is big news. I did not see this news like that. AJ versus Wilder ducking the offer.
Well, I'm gonna come out and say that I don't think this has. I want to say I don't think this has strong legs. This AJ offering $10 million and Deontay Wilder ducking it. I'm going to say there's a few people talking about it. But the source is valid. Shout out to my boy Spencer Fearon. He's been here on the show. Former fighter.
The source that it was not offered, or the source that it was?
No, the source where the information is coming from.
Okay.
Is obviously Spencer Fearon. He had Eddie Hearn on the Sky Sports Toe to Toe podcast, and
so why can't we believe that it's real?
Well, it's real. It's real, Enrique.
But we call it fake news. You just said it's fake.
Wait a minute. It's real in the sense that I'm going to present to you the facts. And was there a conversation amongst a promoter and two podcast hosts? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Was there truly a $10 million offer? You're going to have to come up with your own assessment of that by the time all the facts are laid out on the table. And then you decide. So I guess the first piece of evidence will be I'm going to screen share it. It's from Spencer Fearon's Instagram. And it is him and Eddie Hearn. And they got a message for not only boxing fans, but specifically for Deontay Wilder.
Yo,
When it went off, I was like, oh,
It's
you
me.
know, when you know that dread,
with the
I was
knowledge,
like, oh no.
the one and only, one of my early mentors, inspiration, everything you need. Follow the man.
I'm skint now because I had to pay Eddie Hearn for that. That's some bullshit, isn't it? Now, big up Eddie Hearn. Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn says,
Deontay
you've
Wilder
got to send a message. You've got to send this message to Deontay
Yo,
Wilder.
Deontay Wilder. Deontay likes me secretly. This is a message for Deontay Wilder. We're here. We're waiting for you. Let's go. But first, we're going to win that WBO belt, and then it's going to be 3-on-1, baby.
You heard it. Big up Deontay Wilder anyway. You know the rules.
So that is Exhibit A.
But that didn't mention anything about 10 mil.
No, it didn't. You're right. That's exactly why we needed to play it. It was a message.
It was a message about gain the belt. They're going to gain the belt.
They're going to gain a belt.
Right.
Exactly. So there is no Deontay Wilder. We're waiting on an offer. Deontay Wilder,
Take the deal.
Yeah, let's negotiate. No, we're going to get a belt. The third belt. That's okay.
That's the WBC belt that
that's no. They could choose to get that belt, but they're going for the WBO belt with Joseph Parker. All right, so that was the podcast host, and that was obviously after the show. So, my boy Spence got me some audio, and I'm going to play that. We'll start with Eddie Hearn's opinion. Now, casual, I know you're casual, so you're going to have to try to stay focused here, because this is Eddie Hearn's opinion, and this is Exhibit B. This is Eddie Hearn's opinion on Joseph Parker, the man that they are 90% confident they're going to be fighting next, either in March or April. And his opinion on Joseph Parker's team wanting 35% of a split purse to fight Anthony Joshua. I am presenting this as Exhibit B. So I will screen share this now. It's not necessary to screen share because it is a still shot, but here you go. And we're going to the audio.
It's not a case he's now got to the point where he wants to do it. Yeah. In terms of the negotiations, if Parker's willing to accept 35%, let's say. Does he deserve that as a
No, he
fellow world
doesn't. No,
champion?
you got two aspects of this. Number one is, does a heavyweight world champion deserve 35% in a unification match? There is that argument.
All right. So I'm going to just stop it there to ask you, because I don't want to get you bored. And I just want to bring you in on that right there, right? So the question, the conversation in studio is, does a heavyweight champion deserve 35% in a unification fight?
It had me hooked. That right there had me hooked. I was
all right. Wait. Before you answer, put on your thinking cap. Remember back in school, we were in elementary, and the teacher used to say thinking cap. Put on the thinking cap,
right,
and try and remember other fights, any division that were unifications. Just to pull those things in so it could, it could all be on the same level. So now, does a champion deserve 35% for a unification? And here's another fun fact that I'll throw out as Exhibit
C,
right?
Go ahead.
The IBF, their percentage for a mandatory title challenger is 25%. Excuse me, WBA. And remember that we know this because Daniel Jacobs was to receive 25%. He didn't like it with Gennady Golovkin. He negotiated. The public said he was being a baby. He needed to take the 20. He doesn't deserve anything. And he eventually got somewhere around 35%.
Right.
But mandatory from the sanctioning fee is 25%. So here we have Eddie Hearns discussing 35% and his opinion on it for a unification, not a mandatory, a unification. Just wanted to give you some of that because I know you're a little bit of cash. So far you're good. We're going to go back to the audio. You good, or you want to give your opinion of the 35%?
Claire went up. You said, all right, so Danny Jacobs was offered 35%, right?
No, Daniel Jacobs versus Gennady Golovkin.
Yes, 25%.
25 was what they initially wanted because that's what the WBA mandates.
It mandates
Daniel
that.
Jacobs tried to negotiate and eventually did negotiate a better percentage.
Yeah, he wound up getting the 35 or 30, right? So my question is, you then said the WBA has also a sanctioning fee. You mentioned that word, and that threw me off a little bit. Do they get 35%? 25%?
No. They get a fee. Everybody gets a fee.
Okay. All right. So, all right, continue then. I like that. Where we going?
Well, sanctioning fee usually run at 3%. Matt, you can bring that other comment back in, because I don't think I want to reveal any of that just yet. We're gonna go back to the audio.
Go ahead.
But what I look at is the numbers. Okay, so if Joseph Parker is going to earn 3, maybe 4 times.
Wait a minute. Sorry, guys. I forgot the screen share, even though I don't have to. I really don't have to. This is all good. It's audio. It's only audio.
His highest purse, he should be looking at that number. What I'm saying to you is Anthony Joshua will earn the same money versus Joseph Parker than he will against Carlos Takam.
Right.
And that's...
I just want to stop it there, Cash, because I need to ask you that. As a casual fan, but a businessman, right?
Indeed.
A very, at least you are deep in your business and well off, right?
Thank you.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought here. That's gonna look bad.
He was saying something about the percentage, and I missed it because my mind wandered a little bit. But he named Taka.
I have to go back. Oh, yes. Because this is important. This is important. Do you believe, just for shits and giggles, because this is not an exhibit or anything I'm putting there, but do you believe that Joseph Parker, who has a belt, and the fight versus Anthony Joshua, who has 3 belts, IBF, WBA, and IBO, in a unification fight, Anthony Joshua will make the same amount that he makes versus a guy that doesn't have a belt?
Do I believe that fight would draw that much attention in an arena?
No. Do you believe that Anthony Joshua's check would be the same?
Oh, against you mean like his boss paying him a check to take that fight?
Yes.
I mean, that's a good question. I do believe that, remember Floyd, and this may be a really high number, but remember Floyd was like 25 mil only. Mike Tyson at once upon a time was 25 mil a fight. So I think that he has a number as well in mind per fight that he gets from his bosses. So yeah, I think he would be making the same. Wait, again, Joseph Parker versus who? I mean, AJ versus Joseph Parker, yes, but then AJ versus Deontay Wilder, that's like the overtime, the extra work put in. So that would be a bigger paycheck. So he won't earn the same as fighting Deontay.
I mean, Eddie's going to go on to give his reasoning as to why Anthony would make the same amount versus Joseph that he did versus Carlos Takam. And I'll be honest,
I believe it.
It sounds believable, but you still gotta wonder.
Let me ask you a question. So is it supposed to be more than Carlos Takam, his payday on this one?
I mean, you would have to assume so. Joseph Parker is a bigger name than Carlos Takam. He's a champion. He comes from another country. I mean, it doesn't make any sense for it not to be a bigger fight. It's a unification.
Right. I mean, so that's what threw me off. You said Joseph Parker, who doesn't have a belt earlier. I thought I heard that.
Oh, well, I'd probably say who has the WBO belt. But let's go back to the audio. We're going to let it run a bit here.
It's the tough deal to swallow. But he's willing to do it because we need the belts. But in reality, you got one guy who's earning
getting a better deal.
Yeah, but you got one guy who's earning 3 or 4 times his best purse, and you got the other guy who's earning the same purse.
Right.
Because he's very well saying, well, it's a unification fight. This is what I'm worth. Surely AJ should be saying, well, it's a unification fight. I should be getting much more than for fighting Takam.
Of course he is, but are we looking at the styles? You got to think about...
I know you're using Takam as an example, but do you have to pay Takam more because he came in late notice?
No, but it was just because there was a certain amount of money in the pot, and Takam took his purse, AJ took his purse. In this pot with Parker, there's more money in the pot, not like twice as much, but you've got to give another guy maybe another 15, 20% of that pot, which is fine. But it's still, this is all a business. When you sit down with a fighter says, what did I get last time? X. Okay. Is this a bigger fight? Yeah. Is this a tougher fight? Yeah. Is this a unification fight? Yeah. Whoa. What am I on this time? The same. Eh? Well, you have to be, because this is the only way the deal can work to make this fight, to give the guy what he wants.
So what would be a realistic percentage for
30%?
30%? Mm-hmm. If they come at 35, why don't you just meet them in the middle there?
Hey, Casual, don't get lost.
Now I'm here. I like that. I like the questions that he asked.
Let me just point something out. Spencer Speron specifically asked him, what would be Eddie Hearn's ideal percent?
And he said
30.
Right.
Right.
And that's kind of like what the belt below the sanctions.
That's 5% above.
The
5% above the market. Okay, because
right.
the market is set at the standard, which is the sanction and fees mandatory.
25.
But so he wants to pay the champion 5% more for having the belt.
Right, for having the belt and it being a bigger fight, tougher fight, as well as the title fight.
Mm-hmm. So, but he only wants to give him 5% for that.
5 additional percent.
Yes. All right.
30.
32. I mean, because
2% of it is a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for that, Spence. I haven't thought of that before.
No, but I'm just being real.
Listen, because at the start,
I
know he was, but listen, he was doing it long before me. But ultimately, we don't really want to go at 30%. We'll do it. 30% might be $7-8 million.
Right.
Let the record note that Eddie Hearn just said 30% of the pot is going to be for Joseph Parker to take home $8 million. Right. Now, let's just have some revisional history here, fight fans, because I don't want you to be duped. I don't want you to be bamboozled. I need you to open your eyes, even if you have to put toothpicks on them to keep them open.
Use Jacobs as a reference. Daniel Jacobs.
Using Jacobs as a reference.
That's what I go back to. I'm like, damn, they wanted to give him 25. He got an additional 10%, a tougher, dangerous fight.
And Eddie said 30% is $8 million. Now let's remember why we're here, fight fans. You clicked on the link because it said Deontay rejected $10 million, Enrique.
Yes. So that would be.
So wait a minute. Who's Deontay Wilder to you? When you hear his name, what do you know? Like, who is that?
The WBC American World Champion.
And Joseph Parker, who is that to you?
I have learned that Joseph Parker is a WBO champion from, and I think I'm wrong or right, Australia.
I believe it's New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Which one are you
more familiar with?
Yes.
Deontay Wilder. I've seen him fight several times.
Is that a biased question because you live in the United States?
Possibly it could be looked that way and I would understand.
Okay, but do you know Anthony Joshua just as much as you know Deontay Wilder?
The past 3 years, Anthony Joshua, I would tune in. Yeah. I would say no. I knew him. Which one I knew longer? AJ.
Not longer. Do you know him equally as much now as you know Wilder?
Yes.
You don't have to. No,
I do. That's a better way to pose the question.
So that's just the point that I'm trying to make, that Joseph Parker isn't known to the average boxing fan. And our listeners can obviously, fill us in on that and, let us know if they agree or disagree with that. You can drop the comments in the live chat, however it is that you want to do. But again, the record must note that he's giving or is comfortable, because his words were, we want to give him 30%, and 30% is $8 million. Okay, so let's remember now, he's given Joseph the least recognizable heavyweight champion, $8 million to fight Anthony Joshua. And the title of this show is that Wilder allegedly is ducking a $10 million offer. Okay. Now let's do again with the revisionist history here. Like Dillian White offer. When you heard the news or you seen your Instagram, Enrique, how much did you hear Deontay Wilder was offered to face Dillian White?
I didn't come across that one. Sorry.
No, you didn't? Damn. Let me see if our live chat. How much did you guys hear Wilder was being offered for Dillian White? Shout out to Manny O saying I'm full of shh because I'm stating facts. People hate the truth.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
You're now tuned into the Boxing Voice.
Fat apples. Suck on these apples. Oh, there we go. We got 3 to 5 million, 4 million, 4 million, 4 million, 7 million, 4 million, 4 million, 3 million, 4 million, 3 million, 5 million, 4 million, 3 million, 4 million, 10 million, 4 million. All right. So look, I'm going to be honest and say that Eddie will go on to say on this interview 4 million. So we're going to go with 4 million.
Okay.
So now, is that making any sense to you that he's offered to defend his own title versus a British heavyweight? He's offered 4 million to face the cash cow of the division in a unification fight. He's offered 10 million.
Right. And Chris Camejo just offered $5 in the live chat.
He gave a super chat, and let's see what's his comment is. 33% is a $10 million AJ. $10 million AJ gets his 20. If true, should he take it, especially because it's about legacy and not the money? If you win, rematch is big money. Speaking of rematch, you'll hear what Eddie Hearn has to say to Joseph about taking the 30% instead of arguing for 35. Let's continue with that because I just wanted to bring up numbers so you know where everything falls.
Right.
Once again, Dillian White offered to Deontay Wilder from Eddie Hearn, same promoter as Anthony Joshua, was $4 million. And now they're saying he ducked a $10 million offer from Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. Let's go on to the tape.
And,
Yeah, okay, cool.
so this is it. But ultimately, we have to get around the table. And my advice to David Higgins when we spoke today was, come over, me and you, lock ourselves in a room, and we don't leave until that deal is done. Because let's make one thing
Is that
right.
the Eddie Hearn way? I think I heard a similar line when you were trying to make Quick Frampton.
Yeah, it is.
Get in a room and no one
because
leaves.
you shouldn't leave. Look, when something's right, when it's the thing to do, okay, and the thing to do here is to fight Joseph Parker next, in my opinion.
Let the record know that when something's right, when it's the thing to do, when the thing to do is to fight Joseph Parker, doesn't show me that you want to negotiate with the best option. You know what I'm saying? You remember when, I don't know, Mayweather made a poll and he was like, Amir Khan or Marcos Maidana? And he gave us options. And I think Amir Khan won the poll. We didn't get what we wanted, but we got a great fight, or somewhat of a great fight.
2 times.
Other people do that, but I'm just, it's curious. His choice of words is all. Just pay attention to the words.
Thing to do is also to fight Deontay Wilder next, but we're miles wide on that compared to Parker. So when
miles away from getting a deal done with Deontay Wilder compared to where they're at in relevance to getting a deal done with Joseph Parker.
I think I know why. Pulling this apart a little bit.
Go ahead. Let me break it down before we go through with it.
So there's belts on the line. Joseph Parker is going to draw against AJ, of course, a bigger number than Carlos Takam, or the same number rather. And it is a tough fight, but it's an easy prediction, right? For Eddie Hearn, he's confident, I think, and on 2 feet, he says, my fighter wins. So I scoop up that bread, move on to the next fight. Deontay Wilder, right? He may have said no to 10 mil because, you know, it is a bigger, tougher title unification fight, right? That 25%, we don't know what the bigger pot is in the end. So that 10 mil may be a very, very low percentage. So Deontay Wilder is harder to deal with because they don't play, they negotiate. There ain't no negotiating with what they want. They want a number, and it's easier to get Joseph Parker to say yes to whatever they offer him versus versus Deontay Wilder's Shelly Finkel team, who's been in the game with the Mike Tyson and everybody else. So yeah, they're not gonna leverage easily. That's why I think the fight is second and harder to make. Miles away, rather.
Now, let me just remind you of another $10 million alleged offer. Can you, casual, remember in recent years any other boxers being offered $10 million and not taking it?
No, I can't remember. No.
Casual is such a casual.
I sometimes don't follow the money, man. I don't follow the money. I follow the names, and then the money comes up.
All right. Well, the names and the money, it all came up, and it came up with Gennady Golovkin and Canelo.
Yes.
Canelo on multiple occasions offered Gennady Golovkin a flat fee.
I remember that. De La Hoya.
Those flat fees were 10 million and 15 million.
But what was the percentage?
We don't know the percentage because what the information we always got released was the amount of money, like we're being released the amount of money now. 10 million, right? So even myself, I was like, man, 10 million, he better take it.
But that's us. You hear basketball guys getting 70 million.
I hear you.
I hear playing multiple games. But you know, if you're getting off for 10 million and then that 10 million is really only 5% of the pot, you're getting dicked. So pause. So us.
Yeah, but okay. No. Let's stay in there. Let's stay in there. You feel you're getting dick because when you seen the math and you check the numbers, your 10 mil was only 5%. Well, Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn say this to you. Why you counting my pockets? Why you not happy with what you getting? Where about what you getting? Why you counting my pockets?
Well, he gave us the ingredients. He said this is a bigger, tougher title fight. Isn't it, Eddie? Yes, it is. Okay, you need me for that. Yes, Eddie? Yes, I do. Done deal. There ain't nobody counting your pocket.
Okay. Hey, I
I'm
know.
counting
Listen,
my income.
listen, no,
That's how
you know what it is? There's a lot of people that are gonna say that. Why is Deontay Wilder worried about how much Joshua is making?
I mean, I wouldn't be worried about what he's making. I would be more speaking towards like what this match, what this dance is gonna.
Well, you are worried if you want to know what's the total pot instead of how much is your percent or your check, rather.
Right, but it's
You
more.
want to know what's your check versus what was made.
No, well, Eddie Hearn's the promoter, right? He said champions have the right to ask this question: is this a tougher fight? Yes, it is. Is this a bigger fight? Yes, it is. Okay, bigger means bigger audience. Yes, yes. Okay, this is a title fight. Yes, yes. So why am I getting the same as I got the previous fight?
But he's speaking on behalf of his own fighter, not on behalf of Deontay.
But I would say that Shelly Finkel or Al Heyman
would say the same for Deontay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Back to the tape. I wish I had that Batman soundbite right now. That's what we needed right there when I said back to the tape.
When we're this close, when we're talking about 2s and 3s and 4 percentages, let's get in a room. Let's make it happen. Really, people want to see Joshua in a unification fight next. No disrespect to Joseph Parker. The only fight people want to see Joseph Parker in is Anthony Joshua. They don't want to see him fight Lucas Brown. Trust me. This is the fight for him. And by the way, take all the glass jaw stuff aside. If he really believes he can beat Anthony Joshua
and unify the division,
become the biggest star in the heavyweight division, and by the way, you talk about $6-7 million.
Did I just cancel that? Let me see.
Leave it. You got to take the fight.
You got to go back for a second.
We have to $1 million for the next one. This fight. Then talk about 14, 15 minutes. He can beat Anthony. This is the fight for him. And by the way, take all the glass jaw stuff aside. If he really believes he can beat Anthony Joshua
and unify the division,
become the biggest star in the heavyweight division, and by the way, you talk about $6-7 million for this fight, then talk about 14, 15 million dollars for the next one. If you truly believe it, you got to take the fight. But we have to show him the respect because he is a heavyweight world champion.
Funny how he says, but we have to show him the respect. But he still wants and funny how that offer dropped. He said 8 million, then he said 6-7 million, but the rematch would be 14-15 million. Eddie is just a fast talker that he knows exactly what to tell the zombies, is what I'm going to call them now. The people that believe whatever the promoter says. You're a zombie, okay? But he said some important things there. We have to respect Parker because he's a champion. You know, take this 30%. If you really feel you can beat Anthony Joshua and that Anthony Joshua has no chin, because I don't know if you know, casual, since you're a casual, Joseph Parker held a press conference to play video of Anthony Joshua being knocked down as an amateur and held a press conference to say that he is demanding 35% for this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. Very interesting. You know, we're actually done with that, Eddie. So since you didn't even know about that, right? Oh wow, damn! Did I leave it here? Hold on. Yeah, but anyway, give me your thoughts on that.
Well, it sounds like Joseph Parker is the next AJ opponent. I'm a new kind of fan right now. I'm going to respect Joseph Parker. We did see AJ go down. So my thoughts are he's not going to rush for the Deontay Wilder fight because Deontay Wilder is a wild fighter. And even though it may not look like the traditional boxing, there's a lot of power behind that, and you still have to defend yourself. And if you slip, you're going to hit the floor. So my thoughts are 10 mil was probably offer, but the team of Deontay, I don't know why I keep saying AJ, of Deontay Wilder, the team of Deontay Wilder said, hell no, we're not going to play Eddie Hearn's game. So let's all respect Joseph Parker. He is the WBO champion. I want to see him fight AJ. Joseph Parker pulled out the tape of AJ getting knocked down as an amateur or a young fighter, as a professional fighter. We know that he fell down against Klitschko. Let's get it on. I like the fight.
All right, so
not defending anyone. I'm just saying I'm a boxing fan, and now that I know that story, you know.
Well,
like,
be prepared to know another story. So, like I said, Joseph held this press conference, to try and clown Anthony Joshua about getting knocked down and saying he's got a glass chin, and that's why Anthony Joshua doesn't want to give him what he feels he deserves, which is 35%. He doesn't want to get this fight on because he's afraid, because he knows he's got a glass chin. So Anthony Joshua obviously replied not only to Joseph Parker, but also to, I'm going to assume, Deontay Wilder. I'm going to assume this was some sub tweets, some subliminals here. But we'll see. You tell me.
Well, I don't know if it's him next. Nothing's been agreed. So I sit back and wait patiently. Same situation with Tyson Fury. I welcome any fighter in with both arms. But no, don't wind me up. I just think it's like poor PR management, a lot of jealousy and negativity. And I'm not really breeding that type of energy around. So I just kind of swerve them type of clowns, to be honest. So the situation with Parker is it's presented itself recently after my fight with Takam. And nothing was presented to me. So I made the effort to speak to my team, and we presented an offer to them. It seems a lot of negotiations are done over social media these days, but we'll patiently wait, and get a direct message and say, this is what we agreed, and I'm happy to fight. Deontay Wilder, I was preparing for Carlos Takam. He was preparing for Luis Ortiz and changed to Bermane Stiverne. And then after his fight, which was like a week after mine, said, Anthony's been running scared. I'm ready to fight. And I was like, I've been in the gym training for someone. How could I be running scared? So same situation. He's like, I'm ready to fight. No offer. So we looked at the situation and the landscape. Been talking to his team. Same situation. I always put it like this. If we can agree a fight with one of the all-time greats like Vladimir Klitschko, stage a fantastic fight at Wembley, put our egos aside, he could have been like, I'm one of the all-time greats. I want X%, or I want this, or I want that. I want to walk second. I don't want to walk first. But we put our egos aside and we managed to come together and put on a good show. I just don't understand where Parker's and Wilder's mindset is at, because I've worked with someone like Klitschko before. I've worked with Charles Martin, he was a champion, and I worked with Dylan for the British title. I've worked with various fighters, but I just don't understand with these two what they want, because we look at the landscape, we create more land, we create more greenery for them, but they're just not interested. Like, we want more, and it's just not reality. So I think I go back to what I said, is I think they have bad PR management, because I think the talking is their way to build up their name. But talk is cheap in this game. Talk is cheap. So as I say, is that I just hope that they can agree to fight, because that's what everyone wants to see, rather than a lot of talking.
Hearing it from himself, the horse's mouth, do you believe it anymore that it's the other two guys, the other two champions posturing? And, like he stated his case, look, I've dealt with various champions. I've dealt with a legend in Klitschko. I dealt with Charles Martin. I dealt with Dillian White on a domestic level. I've always gotten business done. No one's ever been upset in the past. What's up with these two guys?
Well, I would just say, who walked out first, Charles Martin or AJ?
Man, I wouldn't even begin to remember.
Okay, anybody remember who walked out first?
Ask the chat with a little more bass in your voice.
Hey, chat, in the chat, the live chat, that is, who walked out first? Charles Martin or AJ when they fought each other? Or
I think it's the champion always walk out like last, right? Like,
the champion walks out last. That's what I was getting to.
I don't know.
No, the champion walks out last because the crowd.
They said AJ walked out first for the Charles Martin fight.
Right, because that was for the belt, right? Now Klitschko had a belt, and so did AJ when they fought, right? So who walked out first there?
Well, I want to say it was Vladimir, because I think AJ had the white robe on that day, right? I'm not sure.
The white robe on, I remember that. But who walked out first?
I don't know, because I'm seeing AJ walked out first, but that could have been from the last one.
So that's a big deal with fighters. Klitschko, somebody in the chat, Steve.
Yeah, everybody's saying Klitschko now, see?
Yeah, so Klitschko walks out first. AJ was the champion, so he actually asked to walk out second in his deal, right? I think that those are little small things. So
shout out to Bad Apples. This is what I'm saying. Hashtag fake news. Check them out. At Ness, wake up. $13 million was offered, equals 10 million pounds offer. Such a liar. I haven't even gotten to the part of the audio where it gives you
$5. Ness, Wilder has no sellouts, no pay-per-view endorsements.
Oh, God. This the same guy that didn't want Daniel Jacobs. If he calls in, he can't deny he didn't want Daniel Jacobs to get the 20. He said Daniel should be happy with the 25. He's always, these guys never want the challengers. And in this case, this is a true champion. Daniel Jacobs, let's keep that in mind, Casual, because I wish Matt was here just because he knows this, right? Like, Daniel Jacobs was the WBA regular. He's not even the full champion. The full champion is Anthony fucking Joshua, bro. And he's getting 25%. So you're telling me you're giving a half champion 25%, but a real one can't get 35. Like, yo, Russ, come on, man. Come on, man. Now listen, this is always the argument for people when it's time for their favorite fighter to get in a tough fight. They did it with Earl Spence and Brook. Look, listen to the rest of the statement. Ness, Wilder has no sellouts, no pay-per-views, no endorsements. GGG is a bad comparison. 10 million pounds equals 13.5 US. Should take the fight. That's a lie, and the audio will prove that he does not say, I'll give him 10 million pounds. He says dollars.
Right.
And that's all that he says. Everyone is basing all this assumptions off of this. There was never an offer. I'm going to prove that with his own words. He never offered it. Never, ever. It's these desperate AJ protectors. It's the same Kell Brook syndrome. We've seen it time and time again.
And Spade, that's called a renege.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand it, but they could only hide so long. Now, let me remind you again, because the fight fans have, fickle memory, but we got to do revisionist history. Eddie Hearns had another champion who had to face another American, and they kept getting extensions and trying to make bigger fights and do other things instead of what the public was demanding. But yet they kept saying that the guy wasn't afraid and how the other guy wasn't ready and the other guy wasn't, there yet. He didn't have endorsements and he ain't have any sellouts and he ain't do no pay-per-views. But he had to take that fight because it was a mandatory.
So what are your thoughts on that interview, both of those?
Oh, it's not over. It's not over because I like to present all the information.
We got Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and an Exhibit
We went to see everything, but now we got to go to the cherry on top. We got to go to Eddie Hearns and his opinion on Wilder. Ready? Go.
You mentioned Wilder there, and I want to talk about Wilder and where he fits in the scheme. Obviously, we want him to fight Joshua. Can you make that happen? Is your relationship with Lou DiBella all right?
It's got nothing to do with Lou DiBella. No. I mean, Lou DiBella is a promoter of a show that Deontay Wilder fights on. We've had our fair share of beef, but I like Lou. I got respect for him, but
shots fired. He said he's a promoter
of a show that Deontay Wilder happens to be on.
Shots fired.
But it makes sense. Oh, am I a zombie?
No, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
No, I mean, anyone can say that because even though Lou alleges to have a contract with Deontay, on his website he says he promotes Deontay. But you know that some of the people in the boxing industry feel that Lou is, and I'm using air quotes, guys, a shell promoter, which just puts on whatever Al Heyman tells him to put on. But Lou will argue to you that he is doing what every promoter wants to do, and those other promoters that call him a shell promoter are just jealous because he is putting on the bigger shows, which, let's be honest, Danny versus Keith versus Porter, Frampton Leo, well, not Frampton Leo, that one went to TBG, but everything on the East goes to Lou, everything on the West goes to TBG, and then everything in the desert goes to Florida is how it looks. But back to the tape.
He's not at the negotiation tables to talk about a Deontay Wilder fight. And we know this because there's been several meetings. He ain't been there. So we talk about 5% and 2.5% with Joseph Parker. With Wilder, you know, he wants 50-50, and that ain't right in this pie. And
let's discuss that. He says with Wilder, he wants 50-50, and that ain't right. And you know what? I'm gonna say he's right. I mean, he's right.
Eddie Hearns is right. You mean
Eddie Hearns is right.
I agree.
You got to look at it like this. Those belts have to matter because we want them to respect the champions in a unification. So that means there has to be some sort of value on that belt to increase the purse. That being said, Joshua has 3. So those belts have to matter for Joshua as well. So for Wilder to allegedly want 50%, it's unfair. There's really nothing. Oh my God. Matt is on the producer check-in talking about Joshua has 2 belts, not 3. He has 3. He paying sanctioning fees for the IBO, the WBA, and the IBF. And your boy Kovalev got 3 too now. He got the
IBO, the WBA, and the IBF.
What'd you say?
I thought the what's his name? Joseph Parker has a WBO, no?
Oh my God. Matt wants me to read all this shit. Bro, look, yo, he's lucky I fucks with him. Listen to this, guys. He says, remember, whatever AJ gives Parker percentage-wise, he knows he will have to give Wilder more. He needs to lowball Parker to get Wilder on the cheap. Of course, he dealt with those guys. He needed those guys at those respective times. He doesn't need Wilder or even Parker. And remember, Joshua has 2 belts, not 3. And he says IBO doesn't count, but they do. Shout out to the IBO. They support the Boxing Voice, and we support them. AJ supports the IBO. Triple G reps and rocks the IBO. Vladimir Klitschko repped and rocked the IBO. My champion, Guillermo Rigondeaux, reps and rocks the IBO. There's plenty of well-recognized. My new boy, Chris Eubank Jr., reps and rocks the IBO. He about to unify. So, you know, I mean.
Got holes through you, Matt.
You know, Matt is just a little hippity hipster with a wet nose. But back to the tape.
When we win 3 belts of the 4, it certainly ain't going to be 50-50. But we also understand, and
let's just stop there, right? Because some people need things to be dissected for them. So he says when we win 4 belts, or when we win 3 belts of the 4, it certainly isn't going to be 50-50. Meaning that in his opinion, at the moment, even though he disagrees, there is some credence to Wilder wanting a high percentage. Now, does he agree with 50? Not sure. But there is some credence based on this statement, and that's why he's advising his fighter to go after the easier fight to financially secure the bag in the bigger, more lucrative showdown in the meaningful unification with the heavyweight that the rest of the world knows, because you really don't know Joseph, and there are other people just like you. My own trainer who does the pad work with me doesn't know who Joseph is. Okay?
But he's from New Zealand, and in the UK, they probably do know him.
No, of course, in the UK, they know him, and that's why he fought Huey Fury to set up a Joseph Parker fight. Excuse me, a Anthony Joshua fight, you know? He's in position. But again, I just got to give you all the facts, and we're going back to the tape.
We've been doing it for years, and with Anthony Joshua, from the debut, we have been overpaying opponents because of the risk of getting in with Anthony Joshua, because of the size of Anthony Joshua's profile. Charles Martin's a great example. Why did we get the Charles Martin fight? Because we paid for it. You know, that's why. No one else could have paid him the money that we paid him. And why did we do that? How did we do that? Because of the draw of Anthony Joshua. You know, when Dillian Whyte fought Anthony Joshua, and he made a fortune. You know, when Klitschko boxed Anthony Joshua, it's one of, if not his biggest payday ever. So we don't mind overpaying opponents to get things done. And what Anthony said in his interview, which was quite right, if we're dealing with the Klitschko camp and getting a deal done there, but more importantly, finishing that fight, everybody shaking hands and say, in the ring and out of the ring, that was one of the most enjoyable experiences of all of our careers. Trust me, we can work with anybody. But they have to understand the draw of Anthony Joshua. And what we talked about with the purses before, he's earned this, he's earned that. Exactly the same with Deontay Wilder. How can you possibly go to Deontay, and I'll ask you the same question, Spence, you've been a fighter, you know this, right? So I sit down with you and I say, right, you earn, I know, $15 million against Carlos Takam. I'm going to pay you $20 million to fight Wilder.
That don't make no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd be sitting down there. That wouldn't make no sense.
But now flip it, Deontay Wilder, you made $2 million or less, $1.5 million to fight Brian Stavern.
$10 million.
And now I'm going to give you $10 million. Because I'll write him a check for $10 million tomorrow. But I don't.
So there you have it. You heard it.
He said, I'll write him a check, $10 million tomorrow.
Exactly. That's the fucking offer. This is fake news.
Yeah.
This is fake news. There's no offer. It's a statement on a show.
On a show, yeah. Yeah.
But the world so desperately, not the world, the AJ protectors so desperately want to give everyone who is a viable opponent for Anthony Joshua some sort of black eye or black cloud over them. But it's not over. It's not over. I'm going to go back to the table. Before I do, I want you to give me your thoughts thus far.
Well, thus far, everything he says, it's believable. You know what I'm saying? That Anthony Joshua is a bigger draw. That's why they got Chris Martin. You know, Klitschko did the business as well as his final fight. It was an awesome fight, by the way. And that Anthony Joshua is the bigger star in boxing. And, you know, he got to get the bigger piece of the pie. That's how I get it. And 50-50 is a lot of money. It's the wrong kind.
50-50 for me is a no-no. Mayweather and Pacquiao didn't do 50-50. Mayweather McGregor wasn't 50-50. Big fights don't necessarily mean 50-50, especially if you mean bringing everything to the table.
You
and
think
let's be honest,
40% for 40% for Wilder is good, or is that too much as well? Because now it makes sense. 35, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna make sense because they going for Joseph. Now, if anybody remembers when Wilder fought Gerald Washington, I told him they had to do everything to secure the Joseph Parker fight. Why? Because Anthony was gonna go after the belt. That's what you do. If you're intelligent, you take that piece off the chessboard so that you strengthen your army.
Right.
That's what you're doing. By getting another belt, you automatically give yourself more negotiation power.
Wilder, so why did they go after Parker?
Wilder?
Laverne, yeah.
Well, they went after Parker. Parker showed up at the fight. They were supposed to announce the fight. Wilder did an interview with us and everything saying that. Well, he knocked out Gerald Washington, and Joseph Parker seen something he ain't want to see.
Oh, so he turned down the fight.
Now, remember, Tyson Fury, when he was still in boxing, there was a setup for him to fight Deontay. The world forgets that Tyson Fury came to the Barclays Center. That ain't happened by mistake. Tyson Fury got into the ring. That wasn't by mistake. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there was a setup. And that's the same type of setup that was supposed to play out with Joseph Parker. He was in Alabama. He was supposed to come into the ring. They took pictures, but they ain't never fight. They ain't never get that official announcement. But let's go back to the tape. I'm gonna back it up just a little bit so everybody can hear the $10 million alleged offer again.
I'm going to pay you $20 million to fight Wilder.
That don't make no sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'd be sitting down there. That wouldn't make no sense.
But now flip it, Deontay Wilder, you made $2 million or less, $1.5 million to fight Brian Stavern.
$10 million.
And now I'm going to give you $10 million.
Let the record note that he said, Deontay Wilder, you made $2 million or less, $1.5 million. Now I'm going to give you $10 million. So all these AJ protectors that keep saying, Ness, He said 10 million pounds. That means $10 million. Stop it, man. Get your fucking thumbs out your mouths and stop being little babies. It's only a fight. Eddie Hearn said in the beginning of the interview that Anthony Joshua is financially secured for the rest of his life. Not only him, but his children and his children's children. That's how much money he's already made, he said. And he hasn't made the Parker fight. And he hasn't made the Deontay Wilder fight. And when he does, Enrique, God forbid if you're an AJ fan and he loses, the rematch is going to be big as hell anyway. What is the big deal? This is the heavyweight division. Anyone can lose. Anyone. But you know what? They did this before with Frank Bruno. You know, they love their fighters. They make them out to be heroes. You know? But heroes got to go to war. Heroes got to go to war. So
I remember Frank Bruno.
Yeah, I know.
Tyson knocked him out. Wilder is the 2017 Mike Tyson.
Whoa, don't say that. They're going to say that we the Wilder voice. We're going to the
I'm
tape.
just saying, he's in America, right?
We going to the tape. Wilder voice.
Because I'll write him a check for 10 million tomorrow. But they don't want the purse. They want the split. No problem. You can have the split. But understand what the value of the split is. And look at what you're getting. Don't worry about what Anthony Joshua's getting. You know, the fact is whatever people think, trust me when I say, it's not all about the money for Anthony Joshua. That's my job, to make sure that he earns as much money as possible and his team. We have a responsibility to do that. With AJ, he's at the stage now, financially, he's set for life. He's set for his children's life. Now it's about the legacy. Now it's about enjoying yourself. Now it's about testing yourself. He wants to do that. He wants to improve, and he knows he's got a long way to go. That's why he's working all the time from the Takam fight. If he's not working, he's thinking, am I too heavy? You know, am I gassing out a little bit? You know, my jab looked a little bit poor. What was my defense like? All these things are going through his mind all the time. But he wants to test himself against the best. And this is a long journey. We're not looking to get out of the sport next year. But already we're saying we'll willingly fight Parker, Wilder, Fury in the next 12 months.
Well,
code word for let it build.
Oh, it sounds like code word to you?
Yeah, you know, he did. What he said something about, like, we're not looking to make the fight next year. He said something about not next year.
I don't know. Let me play it back because
that wouldn't make no sense.
But now flip it, Deontay Wilder, you made $2 million or less, $1.5 million to fight Benavidez.
$10 million.
And now I'm going to give you $10 million. Because I'll write him a check for $10 million tomorrow. But they don't want the purse. They want the split. No problem. You can have the split. But understand what the value of the split is. And look at what you're getting. Don't worry about what Anthony Joshua's getting. You know, the fact is whatever people think, trust me when I say, it's not all about the money for Anthony Joshua. That's my job, to make sure that he earns as much money as possible and his team. We have a responsibility to do that. With AJ, he's at the stage now, financially, he's set for life. He's set for his children's life. Now it's about the legacy. Now it's about enjoying yourself. Now it's about testing yourself. He wants to do that. He wants to improve, and he knows he's got a long way to go. That's why he's working all the time from the Takam fight. If he's not working, he's thinking, am I too heavy? You know, am I gassing out a little bit? You know, my jab looked a little bit poor. What was my defense like? All these things are going through his mind all the time. But he wants to test himself against the best. And this is a long journey. We're not looking to get out of the sport next year. But already we're saying we'll willingly fight Parker, Wilder, Fury in the next 12 months.
Parker, Wilder, Fury in the next
12 months.
12 months. And you know, for the AJ protectors, I'll say that's okay. I don't think anyone should be rushing him, you know. Wilder fight will happen sometime next year or the next year or the following year.
12 months from now is next November.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll happen this year.
I have a feeling it will. He sounds pretty confident about it.
Nah, I don't think it'll happen this year because Fury is an option. That interview was about an hour long.
Fury has to come back.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It ain't even a chess piece on the board. It's just the name that's floating.
Yeah, well, he's using it. He's using it. I didn't bring it up. He brought it up, He sure brought it up. Now, that was the evidence. What's your thoughts so we can move on? We got other topics.
I mean, that was a strong topic. Like I said, just to break it all down, summarize it really quick. I think that the fight wants to happen. Yeah, AJ does deserve the bigger piece of the pie, but Deontay Wilder does not deserve any 3%, 5%, anything under 35%. I do want to see Joseph Parker come into the ring because he is a hot topic and he is a title holder. So we have to respect him. As they say, it's a bigger, tougher fight. So let's see if that's true or not, And if he knocks out Joseph Parker, what does he do next? So, yeah, they're not looking to retire next year. So they are going to make the fight within the next 12 months. Hopefully Fury comes in. I don't think it happened. If Fury comes in, I don't think Deontay Wilder's fight is in 2018. Those are my final thoughts. Give Wilder 35 or better.
To everyone that is saying Wilder needs to take the 10 million, remember that you told Triple G to take the 10 and the 15 versus Canelo, and they did 2 million pay-per-view sales. Just, remember that.
Yeah,
remember that he didn't listen.
That's after the facts, afterwards, though. Like knowing
exactly. We all were pressuring.
So it's still a risk. At that point, it's a risk. It's like, yo, do I play black or do I play red? That's a 50-50 risk.
No, there's no risk in knowing that you're the super fight. We knew it.
Right.
The fight fans indicated to the promoter, Canelo versus Triple G, we're willing to pay for that. They hear, they're watching, they know. Come on.
But the final overall number is never known. Is guessed.
Well, remember, we had Eddie Hearn on this show, and he said, and Matt put it there, in the chat for you and I. He said that the pot is 50 million for the Wilder Joshua purse.
The prediction, the projection.
Uh-huh.
All right.
A
lot of bread, 35% of that is a lot.
Exactly. But would they even say 35 of the 50? You don't know.
They'll hide that. And that's the pot that's told to us. That's not the pot.
Exactly. That's not the real pot.
That's the zombie pot.
That's the zombie pot. Because just imagine the taxes on all that, on that.
Oof. It's a lot of bread.
That's the zombie pot. There's a reason there's a zombie pot.
Yep. No, new phrase, zombies.
The zombie pot. All right, so we got to jump into Toma. Puerto Rico, stand up. It's a love-hate relationship with Miguel Cotto for me, man. I'm one of those guys. I'm guilty of it. I did it to Daniel Jacobs. Like when I think that you're skilled, I expect something from you. And Cotto's had a fantastic career. I don't know if you got the chance to watch. I hope that you did, being as though that you're casual. You're subscribed to HBO. I hope you got to watch the Miguel Cotto retrospective that they did on him.
Indeed, I did. It was after the fights last Saturday.
Nice. Did you watch it entirely?
I did. I watched the entire thing. It was like over at 1:30 or something.
What did you think about it?
I enjoyed it. I really much did enjoy it. It was when he sat down and Freddie wrote with Max Kellerman, and then Freddie Roach came out. I didn't cry. It did choke me up. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember.
Any man that says he didn't cry but then says he got choked up knows that he cried.
All right, I forgot. He just refreshed me by saying it. And okay, I'll take the mask off. Yo, I cried a little bit. I shed.
Don't even sweat it, B. Mask off.
Mask off.
Yo, on the real, I shed hella tears for Cotto. I couldn't fucking believe it.
I can't even remember. What part was it?
For me, it was that fucking part with his kids. That's what broke me.
Yes.
That broke me. The way his kids were so proud of him. I mean, it was just like, damn.
And it was like, yo, it's over. Now he'll be at everything. There's no more missing graduations, birthdays.
Yo, that was, that changed my mind, or that definitely has influenced me and how I was coming into the preview of this fight.
Oh,
because
so-
as I started this conversation, I was saying, you know, I got a love-hate relationship with him and other guys who I feel are highly skilled, but they're not taking true advantage of it. Like right now, I got a love-hate relationship with Danny Garcia. It's like, yo, fams, where you at?
True.
Where you at? Like, and that's what like Cotto's on. It's like, Cotto, I'm going out. My last fight was at 160. The one after that was at 150 something. 154, and fuck it. This time I'm gonna just go ahead and fight a welterweight. And it's Miguel Cotto, and Miguel Cotto does what Miguel Cotto wants to do.
Right.
Because you got to talk in the third person when you Miguel. He don't never talk like himself. He talks only about himself. So
from himself.
Yeah, coming from himself. But yeah, man. I mean, what could you say, bro? Sadam Ali gets the Rocky shot, right? Like we could all relate to that, casuals especially, right? Rocky Balboa story. Sadam gets that. He gets the big Apollo fight, right? Cotto is Apollo. He's got the big show. He's ready to go out on his bed, flag, whatever you call it. And Ali is getting called from the minor leagues. He's like, yo, come on up, little man. You got your shot, but you ain't supposed to win. It's up to you to win.
What brought him to take the fight, though? Why didn't he say nah? Was it like, yo, was the
if you're Sadam Ali, why not take that fight? Like,
well, that's what I was wondering because, all right, so, you know, Cotto's last day of work. So most people that is their last day of work, they really don't do much work. So that may be the...
You got, yo, if you could go in there and tear little Cotto apart, you make a name for yourself.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And is he that guy, though, Sadam Ali? Because Jesse Vargas, I'm sure Sadam Ali prepared the hell to beat him.
And he couldn't.
Stopped. You know what I'm saying? Miguel Cotto he's been battered, bloodied. You know, he got stopped by Manny Pacquiao. He got battered by Margarito, but he also came back. So, you know, he's been through some wars. He might be, you know, faded a little bit on the skin, maybe, you know. So Sadam Ali may have that chance from that. Not a puncher's chance, but cut him up, et cetera, et cetera. But who knows, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's difficult for me to see Sadam having a shot.
Cotto's going to want to win, though, obviously, in his last fight in New York. So maybe that's another reason why he picks Sadam Ali. So he may get stopped.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
he's already got his walkout speech. He's going to be like,
he's probably going to tear up again.
New York City, you've been great to Miguel Cotto.
Now it's time to...
I love you. Goodbye. You know, you know he's mad short. He ain't giving a whole bunch of words. He mad short.
New York City.
They're gonna try and stop him. I'm like, Miguel, did you expect you look this good tonight? Are you sure you're done looking this as good as you did? Do you sure you don't want that Canelo Alvarez rematch? He's like, I have better things to do, Max.
Yeah. I have time to enjoy with my family. But you sound Russian. Like Iron Drago. But yeah, Miguel Cotto, is there any amount of money that'll bring you back to the fight game? No, Miguel Cotto is walking away in the sunset.
Nah, but I mean, come back like for what though? Like, it ain't like Mayweather. You know, I wouldn't mind Mayweather coming back, but like Miguel coming back is like Marquez coming back.
Word. Marquez did retire, right?
I mean, he better be.
Yeah. Next news then, Earl Spence versus...
Oh, smokes, the Spencer man. Obviously there was a press conference for Earl Spence, Lamont Peterson. And I wanted to do a show on this yesterday, man, because wow, it was good. It was good, you know.
What, the press conference was good? I saw it.
You got your volume coming out your speakers again, buddy. Get your shit together.
What are you talking about? I didn't touch anything.
Whatever you did, you got hella feedback.
The fuck?
So where was I, bro? Do you remember?
You were saying you wanted to do a show on Earl Spence.
Oh yeah, Earl Spence. I wanted to do a show on Earl Spence, and you still have feedback. I don't know what the fuck.
Yo, how's that?
But It was because I went to the press conference. Press conference was in New York City, Barclays Center, and it was intense while simultaneously being friendly. Does that even make sense, Cash?
Yeah, a lot of sense.
Okay.
Professional, but as a fight.
Yeah.
There's a threat in front of me.
There was a threat. There
Right.
was a threat. And you have crazy feedback, but there was a threat. But it's off and on. It's off and on. You're good there. Don't even fuck with it. So yeah, man, I wanted to do it because of that, you know. There's a lot of concerns for me.
On what behalf?
But they're small, I think. Earl strikes me as a all business kind of guy. And even though there's a relationship, even though these guys have sparred when Earl was an amateur in the Olympics, even though they're using this storyline / narrative that Lamont Peterson was a mentor to Earl Spence on the way coming up, and how Earl used to watch him fight, which he probably did. I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm just saying in general, they're trying to say that there's like this mutual respect, and you know, you've seen him in the press conference smiling and things like that, but they both mean business. They really, really do. And I implore you guys to head on over to the YouTube channel or theboxingvoice.com/videos. Check out the interviews we have done with Earl Spence, his trainer as well, Derek James, and the trainer Barry Hunter as well, and Lamont Peterson. Don't forget to check out the Daniel Dubois videos that we've been doing. Dove Joel has been in the camp, building a relationship with Dubois and Anthony Yard and a couple of others. So all my UK people, remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel because the UK content is definitely increasing. We definitely have someone handling TBV UK. And remember, if you want to join the forces, man, shoot us an email at theboxingvoice.com. You know, you can head on over there to the contacts page and send us an email in.
Right.
But
hey, you just cut everything off and went into like the promo, which is cool. But I just want to remind you because you made me interested, and then you went into the following.
I got some audio for you too.
Nah, you were saying something about you had some concerns.
I do.
What were the concerns? And you said it was all business. They're using the narrative of they used to spar and that the mentor was Peterson for Earl Spence.
The concerns of this friendship, you know, is Spence going to be the killer that we need him to be, or will there be some sort of restraint because maybe too much respect?
But you just said there was like some kind of vibe where it was like not negative, like a vibe, like something's going to go down. So you're saying that was the something going down?
I do believe that there was that vibe. I mean, Earl Spence made it clear when he was asked right away. They said to him, he said, "Listen, it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, we may start off boxing. Peterson may start off boxing, but it's going to be a dogfight." So, and let's be real. He knows how Peterson fights. You know, he's been in those camps, right? He hangs with Broner. They've been in those camps. He knows what to expect. We've seen Peterson fight Holt. But my concern is also for Peterson, right? He's the guy moving up. He started the career smaller, you know. Earl is a natural welterweight, so he's probably walking around 180, 170, you know, getting down to 147, whereas Peterson, you know, he was always smaller. But I will be honest and tell you this, that when Thurman knocked out Collazo in Tampa, whatever stadium that was, I think it was like Sun something, I was live there and I seen Lamont because Barry Hunter had a couple of fighters on the undercard. I remember Gary Russell and his brothers were there too because Antoine Russell was on the undercard. And yeah, Lamont, I seen him and he was pretty big. And I'm like, damn, B, how much you weighing? And he was like, yo, I'm like 170. So if he said 170, he probably was like 180. And, we've heard Bradley get as high as 180 as well. He was always honest. But, yeah, I got some audio, just a little quick snippet.
Division of the best fighting the best. I know I'm willing to fight the best. I know Lamont willing to fight the best. It's for the other guys to step up and, make their choice. Do they want to be great or they just want to get by? I mean, that's the only way that
other guys to step up. He's referring to Keith Thurman right there. And that did make my timeline, that same exact clip.
The thing with that is Keith swears to us, and you can check it out on our interview. It's a 3-hour interview on patreon.com/Thaboxingvoice with Keith one-time Thurman, where he talked about hundreds of things. It's a 3-hour straight, just Keith tell all. I mean, you want to know about his wife, how he met her, where he met her, what she does. Was it love at first sight? You want to know about the fights, his opinion on those fights, his opinion on Earl? You better check that out. But I will give you a snippet and tell you that according to Keith one-time Thurman, Al Heyman has never contacted him for an Earl Spence fight. But according to Earl Spence yesterday at the press conference that I attended for the Peterson Spence fight, he claims everyone got that call. And the only person to answer was Lamont Peterson. Do you believe that Danny Garcia received the call?
I believe it. I mean, Danny ain't saying much now. So I believe it. I believe fighters get calls and they just keep it. I mean, I could speculate that from Earl Spence saying that Al Heyman gave everyone a call in the welterweight. But I don't know.
Do you believe that Sean Porter got that call before that Adrian Granados fight was finalized? Do you believe they gave him that call? Like, yo, don't fight Granados. Just come get this title fight with Spency. Next,
look. First of all, right? Boxers' personalities, right? They beat people up in the ring every single 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So their confidence level, especially in front of 20,000 people at a fight, when they beat somebody up in that ring too, their confidence level is high. I think they do want to fight the best. Sean Porter comes off like a guy who wants to fight whoever they present to him, especially a named fighter. So I can't believe that Sean Porter would say no, unless it's like, yo, the matchmakers are saying, nah, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia is going to happen. Keith Thurman is going to face Alexander. That's going to happen. I don't know. There may be a whole different matrix set up right now. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of in the 50-50 range with believing it.
That's going to be an interesting conversation to have with Ken now that Earl has come out and said what he said about contacting all other top 5 welterweights for this fight. So we're not going to stay on this topic too long. I just wanted to remind everyone this is taking place on Showtime live at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Get your tickets if you can make it out to this one. It's gonna be
fireworks.
I don't know what it's really gonna produce. To be honest with you, Cash. I mean, we could spend a few more minutes because what my interviews pertained to both trainers was whether or not this should be a dogfight. Like if Lamont wants to win, should he be in the middle there trying to fight with Earl Spence in that manner when he can't, or should he, be somewhere else and maybe box like he did with Danny Garcia, you know what I mean? Because with Earl, I just don't, if Earl starts chopping that tree, he's going to chop it down.
Right. But you say
he's a vicious body puncher.
You say he may restrain himself because he's too friendly and Peterson and him are friends.
Well, I did say I had some concerns. Concerns don't necessarily mean I 100% believe that. Based off my interview with Earl, I'm like, I know you don't want to give Lamont advice, but would you advise him to be on the inside? He's like, I'm not gonna give him advice. And I think the last thing, I was like, obviously he got elaborated more, but another key point was like, I said, do you got a round? I wanted him to give me a round. but he didn't say around. But he said obviously the whole normal. I'm gonna, actually he said he's expecting a 12-round fight, which is odd. Maybe he's just pushing the narrative so that when he gets the knockout, it's easy. I don't know. Because
I think
most people will pick him by knockout.
Errol Spence. I was just gonna say that. I think Errol Spence may knock out Lamont Peterson just to be that guy. Just to
I don't know. Do you remember about Lucas Matisse?
But Lucas Matisse really didn't add up to what we thought he would be.
But he knocked out Lamont Peterson in Atlantic City a couple of years ago.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. Errol Spence will knock out Lamont Peterson.
But that was at 140, and some would argue, or at least Lamont's team would argue, that he was struggling to make the weight. After that fight, he did move up.
So what are your thoughts? What is this fight? 154, 147?
47.
147, welterweight. Yeah, man.
What are my thoughts? I mean, my expert opinion is put your money on Errol Spence. My optimistic opinion is it's going to be a barn burner.
Explain that part to me, the barn burner.
Like a very exciting back and forth type of fight. And back and forth doesn't necessarily mean that it's a tight fight where Lamont's winning rounds, but he's competitive, Like maybe he's digging to the body and you're like, oh shit, look, Lamont just do a 3-piece, but then Earl comes back with a 2-piece and you see Lamont feel those shots more. You know what I mean? Right. So it's back and forth, it's entertaining, it's competitive, but slowly the bigger, stronger man is breaking down the smaller man that started in a lower division.
Right.
And if we don't get that and Lamont, fucking pulls the upset, because he's got to know it's an upset. At the press conference, his own trainer is saying that Earl is the future. But then when I talked to him in my interview, I'm like, yo, what's the deal with that? He's like, well, Earl is the future, but we're in the present. So, I mean, they're going to win. And you gotta remember this about Lamont Peterson, all right? He's the same guy that faced the other boogeyman. Like, we talked about him being knocked out by Matisse, but when he fought Matisse, nobody wanted to fight Matisse. Nobody. When he knocked out Matisse, that's when Matisse and Showtime, Matisse looked at Danny. Showtime put the camera on Danny. Remember, Danny had the big white gazelles. Peter Quillen was next to him, and Deontay. And Matisse, I don't know. I don't think Matisse did the slit throat, but he looked at him.
That day, I remember he knocked somebody out. Was that Lamont?
No. Yeah, he knocked out Lamont.
That day?
He knocked him out that day, and Danny did the slit throat like that, and he went number 1 when they put the cameras on. He had the white gazelles,
Versace shirt.
Yeah, so Lamont consistently faced the beast. And let's not forget, he vacated his WBA title casual, because you're a casual, you might not know that he had the regular WBA. It's a regular, so he's never going to be mandated to actually fight Keith Thurman. That was the loophole that Mayweather always lived in with that WBA, even Cotto. But he did vacate it to take on Earl for another title. I'm pretty sure that check was serious. I wish I knew what that check was. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what Al Heyman is paying guys to drop a belt and face one of his toughest, youngest, hungriest welterweights.
I would like to know that too.
That sounds interesting, just to say the least. So let's get into some hardcore news here. Have you ever heard the name Sergiy Derevyanchenko?
No.
How about Sergiy Derevyanchenko?
Damn, not at all.
That's sad. For so many reasons, on so many different levels. But
is he the guy that fought Kovalev last weekend?
No.
No. All right, no.
Jesus, that's Vashalil's Shabarensky.
Yeah.
But you know why it's so bad on so many levels, Cash? Because this guy trains out of your gym. At least he trains and occasionally spars there.
Nah, they didn't say his name. They didn't walk in with cameras. I wasn't like, yo,
He
who's
walked
that
in
dude?
with Gary Stark Sr. He walked in with Andre Rozier, the trainer, Daniel Jacobs. He walked in with Ivan Heatrob.
Okay, I remember seeing Andre Rozier there.
Yeah, well, this is who he's with, buddy. Even Richard Comey trains at our gym. It's just you ain't never there. That's why Jose gonna whoop on you. But yeah, Sergey Derevyanchenko was offered a fight with Demetrius Andrade, and Andrade pulled out of the fight.
Interesting. Why is that? Because I thought we were going somewhere with that. I thought that was a whole nother topic. But why would Boo Boo Andrade pull out a fight? He's trying to prove his name, no?
I know it doesn't make any sense, but his promoter, or excuse me, the manager of Derevyanchenko, is saying that the negotiations began late in October, roughly about 7 weeks ago, before Andrade and Derevyanchenko fight would taken place, So let me see if I could get a quote. It says here, we're in the 9th inning of negotiations to fight Andrade and had agreed on pretty much everything, Conley said. And Conley is the same manager as Daniel Jacobs. He said, we were told by his people that he was ready and that he had agreed, but then at the last second, he pulled out. He claimed he didn't have enough time to get ready, but these negotiations took place 7 weeks before the fight date. So that's plenty of time. If you think you're going to take the fight, you start training right away. So let's see what happens, because Andre's been saying for plenty of years that he's, not able to get the fights, or that he's avoided. So, I find it strange. I would like to talk to Andre, right? Because Derevyanchenko is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. He's only got like 12 or 11 fights casual, but he's on that level already. I'll have you know that he's already the mandatory to Gennady Golovkin's IBF belt. So because he knows that Gennady Golovkin is probably going to rematch Canelo Alvarez and isn't going to be doing any negotiations with anyone for a very long time, he's trying to stay busy, make some money. And in the meantime, even though he has a mandatory position for a title shot, he's willing to negotiate with a dangerous Demetrius Andrade. So again, I'm not going to pass judgment fully. I'm definitely going to wait and see if Andrade responds. I mean, this day and age, these guys will come out on their social media and say, yo, they lying. They saying they gave me 7 weeks. That's a lie. Look at this email. I got the call for this fight, 2 weeks ago. Who knows, right? But we are reporting the news, and it is alleged that, according to obviously Derevyanchenko's manager, and it's really tough to say alleged, Enrique, because if you're my manager and you're discussing negotiations for a fight with fighter B's manager, whatever you say, it's probably true. You were the one negotiating. But again, you can't really always believe everyone 100%. But where's your interest lie with that fight matchup?
I don't know, man. I was reading the comments on the live chat, and people were saying, Charlo, Boo Boo, Andrade. I was thinking like, wow, that's a good fight. That's pretty much it. I was thinking the Charlo's opponent. But I like Boo Boo Andrade. I met him in person. He's a cool dude. As a fighter, kind of put me to sleep, the fight that he did on HBO. So that's where I'm at with that.
Well, last bit of news is James DeGale. James DeGale is in a,
by the way.
Huh?
His last fight was with Badu Jack.
Yes.
Right. That was a great fight too.
DeGale right now is in a one contract or one fight deal with Frank Warren. It looks to be that James DeGale and Lee Selby are still managed or advised by Al Heyman. And they obviously have been allowed or advised to go back, get this UK one-off, and, you know, give back to your fans, right? Now, we all thought that with DeGale going back to the UK, working with Frank Warren, that, you know, especially if Groves can beat Eubanks, well, then we have a fight with DeGale and Groves. It's a rematch. It has history. It's bigger now. Groves will be somewhat of a unified fighter in a sense because he would be defending his WBA versus Eubank and gaining the IBO. And then it would be a unification, obviously, with James DeGale's IBF. So that's kind of like the yellow brick road to some money. But headlines have arose that DeGale is saying he got the call from Al Heyman, and the next fight is David Benavidez. And I know you don't even know who Benavidez is, and it would have been better for Matt, who is really high on Benavidez, and so is Sean Zattel, our Las Vegas correspondent. Shout out to Sean. He's a champion. He won the belt in a vacant title shot. Anthony Durrell was supposed to take the shot. He did not. And Ronald Graville stepped in, the TMT Mayweather promoted fighter. And it was a tight fight. You know, some feel that it needs a rematch. There was talk of a rematch. And now, all of a sudden, we're hearing James DeGale and David Benavidez, which is for a unification. So if you're DeGale, you're happy because Benavidez holds the WBC. You got the IBF. It's the same title shot that you went for, or rather, same unification that you went for when you went against Badu Jack. At least this time you're doing it versus a less experienced David Benavidez because, you know, David Benavidez is a pup, but, you know, it doesn't mean that he's not ready, right? Like, youngest champion, but very mature, right? Like, you know, or that's what they want you to believe. What else do we have here?
There are some ESPN fights tonight, right, Golden Boy?
Yes, at 11 p.m. Eastern time is when we get to watch it, which is, I think, tape delay. I think they're going to start sooner for the West Coast. But we'll get into that in one sec. I just want to say that before DeGale can do any of that, he's got to take care of business with Caleb Truax, who he's bringing out to the UK to fight. So that is about it. Now I guess we'll get into the ESPN Golden Boy promotion fights that are taking place tonight. I don't know the exact time again, like if you're on the West Coast, but I know that my DVR right from the door said no way, Jose, 11 p.m. replay. So I don't know what you got over there, bro. But yeah, Lamont Rhodes Jr. is going to be fighting today. He's the main event. Oh, you know what's a good fight too? On the Cotto Sadam Ali? Damn, I can't remember the kid's name. Oh, man, what's his name? Oh, Oscar Negrete is taking on a tough challenge, bro. That dude that he's fighting, I can't remember his name right now. Damn it. What's his name? I'll find it here in just a second. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, no, damn, it's the Cotto card. Ah, man, but anyway, that dude, that's a sleeper fight, bro. Put some money on that champion. He's going to make his second defense. I can't even believe Negrete is in this fight. Negrete is pretty young in his career. I want to say, you know, less than 20 fights. To the Cotto fight?
Yeah, but I think I'd rather watch it at home live.
I can't believe Cotto still does that.
Does what? Bring people
out? Gets people out.
I mean, it's a night out, man. It's a recreation. You're in the garden. It's a beautiful building. You get to see boxing. It's good times.
Oh man, I don't know, bro. All right, here we go. I got you now. This kid is nice, bro. We gotta watch him, man. We gotta support this kid.
I want to find his name.
Damn.
Oscar Negrete.
No, that's who's gonna fight him.
Oh, but Negrete is
Oh,
good.
Ray Vargas. Well, Negrete's undefeated.
Ray Vargas.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't know. Yo, they must believe in Negrete, or it's sink or swim time.
Is that a featherweight? Is he a featherweight?
Negrete is
Middleweight.
bantam.
No, I mean Ray Vargas.
Yeah, he's bantam too, but he's freakishly tall. See, Negrete's only 17-0 with 7 KOs, so it's just like, huh? Why they rushing to put him in there with Ray Vargas? Not that Ray Vargas is a world beater, but I did watch his last fight versus Ronnie Rios, and yo, let's be real, he beat the brakes off Ronnie Rios, and yeah, and then he also beat Gavin McDonald.
Ray Vargas is a 30. He has 22 knockouts. He has 30-0 as a record.
Yeah.
Damn.
But he came out of nowhere though, like, you know what I mean? He just popped up. He was Mexican fighting only. Then he just showed up. After he got that McDonald win, his name, got out there because it was for, it was a vacant title.
Oh, this is one of those somebody's O's has got to go fights.
Well,
17-0 with 7 KOs. I mean, just based.
But look at how tall he is, and he's 73% KO ratio. Like his reach is ridiculous.
I was just gonna say, Oscar Negrete might be. Wait, he's 5'7". The one I have, the Oscar Negrete.
Oscar Negrete is 5'7" too. No fucking way.
No, not Oscar Negrete. Yeah, Oscar Negrete is 5'7" as well, man.
No way, Jose. They lying. They lying, bro.
Oscar Negrete.
Look at Negrete next to Ali. You crazy as hell. He wish he was 5. He could be 5'7", but he wish he was the 5'7" that Ray Vargas is.
Yeah, Ray Vargas, I'll put my chips on him.
Yo, and he's aggressive. Yeah, he throws with conviction. That's a little fight to watch.
Vargas or Negrete?
Vargas. That's why I don't understand why Negrete, who's a golden boy, fighter, they just signed him like a year ago. Like they just started building him in all the little fantasy springs out there and all the little, them little fights out there. Like, yo, they just, I mean, I don't know.
Live chat, man. Who knows Oscar Negrete, man? Put a thumbs up in the live chat. Or
Damn, I wonder if they even know Negrete.
If you know Ray Vargas, put the happy face in the live chat. I don't know any of these two fighters. But they both have O's, so it may be one of those super. This may be one of those super explosive punch. If you don't know either of the fighters, thumbs down it. Maybe some blood on this one. Maybe a knockout. I think Ray Vargas will be delivering that.
Enrique.
Yo.
You're hilarious.
Wow.
With the only I could stop it. The fuck. Yo, me and Matt always tell you it's your mic. It's always just you, but it's all right. I'm gonna just deal with it. What am I gonna do at this point?
It's your looping.
Yeah, your face looping. We're gonna go out to the phone lines. You know what?
I thought they were down.
Nah, they up according to Matt.
Okay.
But let me see if I could get this.
Negrete,
right?
Versus Vargas.
Vargas.
Let me see what their alias is.
So, whose alias, Enrique?
Vargas. Ray Vargas alias. What is it? He doesn't have one. And you need an alias. You're a boxer.
Well, before we go to Ray Vargas and everything, we have a new sponsor, and I don't know. I feel like I need to say I am not only the president, I'm also a client, right? Even though I'm not the client or the president or nothing like that. Well, I am the client because I definitely use them. And this is a pretty popular show. I should have probably started this on Patreon, kind of deal with my family first listeners. But that being said, like you hear it in my voice, it's a touchy subject for people to discuss their credit, right? But like Jay-Z said, what was that verse, Enrique? Mute yourself after you're immediately done talking with your feedback, whack ass equipment. But remember, Jay-Z was like emphasizing on this new album about credit.
Yeah. What's better than spending money at the strip club? Credit.
Exactly. And it's something that Americans, and not only just Americans, but everybody in the world kind of takes advantage of. It's like a license, right? And again, in the city, some kids, they lose their license immediately because, you know, they're a bit irresponsible. And people tend to be irresponsible with their credit, find themselves in jams, and it becomes difficult. And like I said, I'm a client, right? Like I use this company, and that's the only reason that I'm even discussing it. And man, in 30 days, my shit is out of control. All right. I got screenshots. Like I can't even believe it. People can't believe it. My best friend Alex is about to sign up because he can't, like, it's just unbelievable.
So how do you do it? How do you do it?
Well, I can't really tell you the ins and outs, right? Because who's going to give away the formula, the magic secret as to what it is they do? But what I'll tell you what's the difference. And this is a long-winded sponsorship. It'll only be once. I'll find the quicker way to say it. But I felt that because I used them, it needs to be genuine. And because I used them, I'm actually the one that
your testimony.
Yeah, it's my testimony, but I'm actually the one that reached out to them to see, could I recommend people to them, and could we, you know, obviously build a relationship that way, because I believe in them.
Right.
That being said, it's automatic. It's very easy. You just head on over to their website. It's A&M Credit Repair, all common spell.com, and you just sign up. You can sign up either via the .com or by telephone at 1-866-291-7292 or at 718-820-8580. And obviously you want to say you want that discount from the Boxing Voice so that you can receive a discount. But I'll tell you this.
Is it A&D-M?
No, AM Credit Repair, but it is A&M, but the .com is AM Credit Repair.
amcreditrepair.com.
Exactly. Man, where was I? You cut me off. What I said?
Tell me the story how you got your credit score from 11 to 640 or 920.
Well, it's definitely not at no 920. They've only been working with me for 30 days. But in 30 days, and remember, you know, I'm obviously more comfortable now saying it than 2 years ago, but secretly, you know, most of the listeners had no clue that I was going through a divorce. So with divorce comes hella fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? They always tell you it's cheaper to stay with them, right? So I decided not to stay. And it's a motherfucker. All right. But this company with just $100 up front is all I paid. And I still haven't paid anything else, Enrique. And that's just the God's honest truth. You don't pay anything until you're completely done and you are 100% satisfied. You're going to have a consultation. So let's say you want to buy a house. It's like, yo, I want a house, so I need an 800. Well, that's when you pay, when they give you your 800 credit score. But look, we talked too much about that. We got to move on. Let's get back to boxing. I'm going to go out to New Jersey. But anybody, please, again, I've never said anything like this for any other sponsor, right? But you can absolutely contact me on social media. We can talk more directly. I'm willing to give my testimony to you personally, even do a Skype call, because I know what the fuck it's like. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like. I got 4 kids and I went through the divorce. So financially, I was ripped apart and it was dark times, right? So I seen the light. So any financial need, any financial help you need, they can help you out with that, and make sure that, you know, the next time you get approved or you want to get approved for something, there is no shame. And I know it's a touchy subject. That's why I'm letting you guys contact me privately, you know, via DM or whatever we already communicate at. But let me go out to New Jersey. Hopefully the phone lines are working. We did get word from the producer that we were experiencing some issues, but we shall see. If not, at least we got the rock out to this intro.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Now hold up, let's make this official. Everybody let's agree that.
Yo, I'm actually gonna hold for like 1 millisecond. Don't sweat it. I do want to say one more not cheap plug. It's actually beneficial for you. Remember, I'm giving out this Patreon only Cash Wheezy design. It's the Podcast Kings. It's a one-off. Cash has always wanted me to do this. See, I really love this design, but he's always expressed that in fashion, sometimes things can't be there forever.
They're not.
So this is a not forever piece. This is a one-off. This is for Patreon only. And the only other people you might see wearing this is Keith Thurman, Deontay Wilder, Guillermo Rigondeaux, people like that. Other than that,
show them the sleeve part.
Oh, what you mean this right here? You mean this right here?
Yeah, very
That
important.
secondary piece. That secondary piece that says TBV Podcast
live
with the little live lightning bolt because we on air. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what was that rapper that used to do that? Was that? Oh, that was Redman. He was like, oh no, that was Ghostface, right? No, not Ghostface. OBD, like Psycho Killer in your face. Anyway, let me go out to Amin. I hope you guys are enjoying the show thus far. I hate that I have to remind you, but don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If it's gray, it should be blue. If it's blue, you made us happy. Spread the word, share the show, post it on your Facebook wall, let your friends know, because it's a great thing. It is a great thing, you know. The other day, a friend of mine, today, a friend of mine, very good friend, told me that a complete casual walked up to him and told him about the show and asked him to listen to that Wilder and Fury and Eddie Hearn interview. So again, definitely happy for everything that's come for TBV 2017.
I have a story similar to that. I walk into the barbershop. This dude comes up to me. He's like, yo, you a boxing blogger or something? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because I had the boxing shirt on. I can't show it the way that Nestor showed it, but it is a one-off piece as well. So yeah, this guy just comes up to me randomly. Yeah, I thought I saw you look familiar. I saw you on YouTube and I saw you on Instagram. You know, Reggae told me about you, the barber, and so you, of course, that's part of the 60,000. You know, people like me getting recognized. Yes.
Nah, man, that's always. Ness, the shit is blue for life. What the hell does that mean? I know I said something.
Blue, thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Blue, right. Then you made us happy.
That's right. And that's Fish. Shout out to Fish in the chat. Let me do some shots out.
What happened to Amin? So
we're gonna go to him. We ain't forget him. We're gonna go to him. Shout out to Hamza, Adam West, Harry B, Ervington,
Tyson.
You know. Tyson, like he said. I mean, what up, B? I hope the line's working. You hear us? Mike, check 1, 2.
Yeah. Yo.
Oh, we live. What's up, baby?
You hear me?
Yeah, hell yeah. Loud and clear.
Yo, first one hit, last one to leave. Look at Casual stepping in like what's Freddie Roach's apprentice, the little Filipino cat, Marvin.
Oh yeah, Marvin
Simono or Simono, something like that. Freddie Roach is second.
Yeah, Cash stepping in like little. Yeah. That Cash with you. That's how you holding it down today. Matt is out, Freddie Roach, and here you come, you know, bringing up the rear. So I appreciate that. Thank you for helping us out today. You know,
I appreciate it.
Listen, before I get started with my boxing shit, I mean, just as a, you know, I got a lot of respect for you, bro. That's just the way you able to handle your business. You know, to be, you know, very transparent. That's what draws I think a lot of listeners to the show. So when you introduce that new sponsor, man, I think that's really going to make a lot of people, reach out to them because they understand, regardless of what they think about, your relationships with the Garcia camp and the Wilder camp. You're just a straightforward brother, and we appreciate that. Let me give a quick
Thurman camp and the Rigo camp.
AKA my motherfucking Uncle Joe. Y'all was talking about Parker and the Wilder, that whole thing. And when y'all asked the question a couple weeks ago, you said, "Is he in the driver's seat?" Well, it's like even if he's in the driver's seat, he's still leasing the shit because Eddie Hearn is throwing shit out there. He's almost like the way he's saying it about the money and it's about the legacy. He's saying it like I'm trying to get as much money before my boy get knocked the fuck out is what he's saying. And I respect that. But, you cannot build a legacy on, being hidden. You cannot build a legacy on being hidden. I think, so I'm going to bring Amir Manshower back in the mix. Throw him in there. If you want an easy fight, say he fights Parker. Let him fight Parker. Let my old head get this title shot and just see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? If it's an easy fight, it's an easy fight. If it's a dog fight, it'll definitely make him a much more experienced fighter. As far as fighting hungry-ass American fighters that's from a certain cloth that don't have shit to lose. So it'll be a much tougher fight than that Dillian White fight if you fought Manshower. So I would like to see that fight. I'm gonna make.
It's gonna be a dog fight.
I would love to see that shit.
It's gonna be a dog fight off the bat, though.
Enrique,
what is that?
All day.
Yeah, so it ain't an easy fight. It's what he called it.
Is that you, Nestor?
That was me, Enrique.
That's definitely Enrique.
Yeah, you don't. Yo, I know I got 10 seconds left, so let me use my 10 seconds. Ness, you tell me you don't like that fight.
AJ versus Mansoor?
Yeah.
Nah, man, that's no disrespect to Mansoor. He know I fuck with him. He know I always do interviews with him, but that's like a sidestep, B. Like nobody don't want AJ to go to the side. They trying to see him go forward and go in the roadblock Joseph Parker. That's not forward. Like, everybody know, like, who's gonna make Joseph Parker the favorite? Like, they not. But you heard Eddie Hearns. They going for that belt so that there's no way Wilder can ask for 50%. That's why they going for that belt. But let's not forget. But even though Wilder is no motherfucking Canelo, but hey, Canelo ain't have no belts and he got more than 50%. You know how that go. Let's go out to a ringer. Got that stinky ring finger.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't play Showtime to see you all there, not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see two motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that form I do? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Come stop, donate.
That's an Enrique Church production right there. Georgie, what's up? You a ringer? I didn't even know that.
Yo, what's happening, people? Gosh, oh my nigga, baby. What's happening, dog?
Welcome to the show, Georgie Porgy.
Yo,
what's up with Cotto, man?
Don't tell me Matt went to those Antifa meetings again. That nigga going Antifa on me. Nigga better chill out. Yo, we gotta be fair. The reason Wilder's not taking the $10 million, so he signed with the cooking channel. He's on the Food Network doing exotic fucking world dishes with tomato cans. Fuck out of here, B. Take your fucking 5% already, man. Stop fucking making these roadblocks and then crying like a hysterical woman. That is ridiculous.
Let me ask you about Cotto and Sadam
Shout out
Ali.
to the UK. Shout out to the USA. Shout out to everybody out there. I'm outie.
Peace.
Peace, Georgie. Eddie in New York. What up?
Eddie need the intro.
Eddie just came on board.
Yo, Eddie, what's up, man?
We gotta see Eddie, what type of music you into? What part of New York you from?
Queens.
Oh man.
Yo, I'm about ready to put one of y'all on black.
Oh,
one of y'all gonna get it right now.
Oh, your guns ain't cocked and loaded. Your guns ain't cocked and loaded.
Yo,
you don't want to rumble with me?
You taking the jacket off?
Let me talk.
Go ahead.
Yo, let me talk. Which one of you clowns said when Frank Bruno's name was mentioned, I know Frank Bruno? Which one of you clowns said?
Oh shit.
Yo, I said that. What? What?
Go home. Go home. You know shit about boxing. When Frank Bruno's name,
I got the shirt for you, by the way. Go ahead.
I know Frank Bruno. You know Frank
Wait, Eddie, do you know that this man on the show, his name and role is the casual fan? Like, he doesn't watch as much boxing as you and I. Like, he gets his news from Instagram.
You know what you say? You don't say. Hold on a second. When people are talking about the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan, and somebody talks about Scottie Pippen, you don't say, "Hey, I know Scottie Pippen." You keep your mouth shut.
I don't get it.
I don't get it
point.
either. Why do you
get your point? What you talking about? Not too many people know Frank Bruno. You an old head, you know Frank Bruno like you supposed to.
He called you Eddie. He called you old, Eddie. He called you old.
Yo, Eddie, you an old head. You been watching boxing since Muhammad Ali probably or Roberto Duran for fighting Sugar Ray Leonard days. You know what I'm saying?
How old I am? I'm gonna show you how old I am. You ready?
Go ahead.
Y'all talk about Lamar Peterson, right? And Errol Spence. They're good friends. Let me tell you something about good friends in boxing.
Go ahead.
You guys probably don't know about this fight, but there was a guy named Maurice Blocker. He was a champion. And so was Simon Brown. 147 pounders. They were beasts. You know what Simon Brown did to his best friend? He knocked him out his socks. So did Danny Jacobs when he fought Peter Quinn, best of friends. Knocked him out his socks.
Ain't no best of friends, man. Get out of here. Oh shit, you really going in your bag. Hey Eddie, what the fuck is wrong with you? So Zab Judah and Floyd Mayweather are best friends? Yo, you using that term very fucking loosely.
My man, what?
What?
My man, you know how back they go? Man. Since they're amateurs, they go back, my man.
Man, that don't make them best friends.
I'm going to give you the DMX intro, my man.
Yo, that don't make them best friends.
Hold on a second. In the boxing
you got 10
world,
seconds.
You must know that if you know, listen. The boxing world is a very tight-knit community. It's a very tight-knit community. You know what I'm saying? Yo, as a matter of fact, Zab Judah was even helped Mayweather for his fights.
Eddie, that was your round. Get out of here with that fucking fake news. Hashtag fake news on Eddie.
Nah, but that is true. He did help him with his fights. But
so that don't mean you fucking friends.
Nah, you're right. Because eventually you're gonna fight each other.
Let me tell you something. Hold on. Glenn Tapia just had somebody in his gym getting him ready for his fight. They damn sure wasn't friends because they end up fighting. Yo, sparring is sparring. Don't matter who it was. The point is there was a fight after sparring. So sparring is sparring. You know what I'm saying? Working with somebody is working. That don't make you no fucking friend, especially not no best friend. You need to go get a dictionary and check out what that word means, and then, I don't know, reevaluate who are your best friends. You can't just name any Zab and Floyd best friends. Man, get out of it. Especially not no Peter and not no fucking Daniel. They wasn't no best friends. No way, bro.
They cross paths.
Yeah, they cross paths. They know each other, but they was not best friends. And believe me, you know, we deal with Peter a lot. Like, you know,
best friends come to your house on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Yo, best friends is what my best friend's gonna do tonight. Okay. Right. I'm going to the airport at like 5 in the fucking morning, and I'm going to LaGuardia, and I live in New Jersey. That's what a best friend do. He's gonna drop me off because that's what a best friend does. Fucking Peter Quinn and Daniel Jacobs ain't never done that shit. Yeah, yo, Floyd called Zab Judah in for sparring and sent him an Uber. Eddie, you from New York too. You better not take this shit personal. You better come back with your hard your mama jokes next time around. 256, you're up. 25660. 256-606. First time caller.
Damn, Nez. Come on, man. Y'all supposed to know who I am by now. Where Matt at? Where Matt at?
Nah, Matt got
out of jail,
Matt got the day off. He got the day off, man. He had the baby.
Matt had a brownie. He can't recover.
Hey, mate. He got the new baby?
No, not new baby, just
we're gonna
the
lose
baby.
a lot of Matt then. Oh, the baby. Okay. Yeah, this Bo from Bama, man. Y'all tripping, man.
Bo from
What you
Bama.
tripping about?
Yeah.
You ain't know who it was.
I actually got to give me an intro. You know what?
You gotta holler at Dollar
Dollar.
DiBiase, man. He the intro man.
Bo from Bama.
And it's always gonna be Matt
Dollar
for.
DiBiase up. He's supposed to have. Look.
You could go to his Patreon.
Bomb Squad intro going on.
You got go to his Patreon.
I can make my own intro, to be honest.
Oh well, I mean, submit it then.
Right,
11 seconds is the limit on the intro.
Yeah, submit it, and we'll see if it's worthy. If it's worthy, we'll rock with it.
I'm gonna keep it between 15 and 30.
So what you saying?
More,
you
man.
nice?
Say
You
no
nice?
more.
You nice in the
Y'all
booth?
see-
You saying you nice in the booth, or you?
Yeah, no. I ain't no Canadian Jose or no what's my boy from Nashville?
Mario. Oh no, you talking about Detroit?
Dude from Nashville.
You talking about Stainless?
Coming through with that heat.
Yeah, Stainless.
Stainless from Nashville. I'm from Alabama, but I live in Nashville, man. So to be honest, today I went to a new barber and I went in there and dude like talking big boxing and everything. So
you ain't even tell him. You ain't even tell him.
Talk about the fight.
You ain't even tell him like, yo, you know about this show?
I ain't dropped the TBB plug yet.
Man, yo, if you would have been like, yo, Ness, I told him I would have mailed you a sticker immediately so you could have posted on the wall, but you dropped the ball.
Nah.
Dropped the ball.
I got my TBB shirt. I ain't know, man. I ain't know he was gonna be a boxer.
What shirt you got?
What shirt you got? What shirt you got?
I'm gonna go in there. I got the white joint with the red TBVs, like for when I very first signed up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he got the original.
What
logo.
level you on, Bo?
Red TBV. Man, I was at the $15 joint.
Damn, you got to stay there.
I need to go up.
I'm sending this shirt for Christmas.
Yeah.
They gonna get it before Christmas, to be honest with you, because ain't nobody trying to be sending shit and get it on Christmas Day.
That's the $15.
Go and drop me a shirt. Go and drop me a shirt, man, and I'm gonna go in there with it.
Speaking of the shirt, you got to make sure that your address is correct on Patreon, because I swear I done lost merch sent it to some people, especially in New York. People got all these different little weird addresses in New York, man.
Hey,
what up?
Do me one favor.
What up?
Just one. If Scorsese on the line,
Nah, he not. He usually calling on Skype.
Look, he be wild and that should be funny, but he passionate as hell about boxing, man. And I really like that. Be going off about Adonis Steve and then Badu Jack. Dude, wow. That should be funny, man.
Yeah, he be telling us.
Yeah, that's my call, man. I just want to chop it up with y'all one time.
Big Bo.
Hey, free Matt today. Free Matt.
Matt is free. Matt chilling. He was on dates yesterday and everything. Matt chilling.
Oh, he in love.
Speaking of, there's not. I mean, I know Enrique is a busy man, so there's not going to be any overtime today.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll give all the listeners a treat of what usually transpires on overtime. So that being said, we'll give our final thoughts on these topics, and then we'll kind of get into some overtime topics for a couple of minutes. That being said, Joshua Wilder. Damn, we got a caller. That's going to be hard to have an overtime show with this specific show. This is why we ended. What's up, my friend on Skype?
Said Joshua.
Whoa, turn the computer off. Going 1, 2, 3, go.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm from Malaysia, and I just want to say I really love your show. I love what you guys are doing, and keep up the great job. And I really miss Matt not being here today, because he comes with some interesting point of view and stats. So
He's a snob. I'm here
my
today.
take on this whole Joshua.
Sorry about that. Go ahead. I interrupted you.
I think his signal is weak.
Whole thing is this. Hello.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, my take on.
Yeah, his signal might be weak.
This whole thing, Wilder fan.
He's going in and out.
Hey, my friend, how about you hang up and call right back in? I know you're in Malaysia, so we're gonna stick around and wait for you. No worries, all right? But you got a bad signal. Maybe shift around, call back in, get a fresh signal. Totally awesome. Thank you to you and people like you that continue to make this an international show. That's really what separates us and puts us apart, man. So, yeah, just hang up and call right back in, brother.
Yo, I had good topics too for the overtime show, man. I wish Matt was around.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I had some Post Malone info with the Rosenberg beef. I don't know if y'all heard about that.
Post Malone and Rosenberg.
Yeah, Post Malone, your boy that you be dancing.
I know. Well, I mean, but yo, like he ain't no fighter. Like he a rapper.
It ain't about beef or rapping, and that's
and Rosenberg ain't no fighter. What's the beef?
It ain't like a beef like that, but it's about like, yo, you were given the pass,
FYI, Matt. I mean, see, I'm so used to Matt being here. FYI, Enrique didn't tell you Rosenberg is Rosenberg from
Hot 97.
Hot 97. He has his own podcast called. Oh, I thought you was gonna fill in the blank.
I don't know his podcast. I only know him from the radio.
Oh,
I also agree.
Hold on, let's go back to Ole from Malaysia.
Go ahead.
You there, baby? You? Nah, he's got a bad signal. Malaysia. Nah. Yo, Eddie is hilarious. Eddie is texting me pictures of
Eddie from
I'm about to report you to junk, Eddie, first of all, okay?
Who, Eddie from Queens?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yo, and he texted me pictures of Mayweather from Google with Zab Judah. Yeah.
Calling it friends?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got a picture with motherfucking Mike Tyson. I could say we're best friends.
Yo, and then his caption is, how you feel now? Laugh out loud. Like, why he really thinks he right? What's up with East Coasters, B? We always think we right. And he aggressive as hell, like, yeah. I bet you he texts that shit like, yeah, how you feel now, huh? You ain't even know. What? What
you gotta say now?
Yo, he jumped straight into the war report on it. Hey, yo, he jumped in like Iraq Island. But anyway, you were saying about the beef. Go ahead. Yo, listen, we already told you a few minutes ago. We're totally not talking boxing anymore. We're done with that. Actually, no, we didn't give our final thoughts. All right, so our final thoughts were.
My final thoughts, if I could go first, I was using Jacobs as a negotiation gauger because of I remember when he turned down to 25%. And everybody was like, damn, that's a form of ducking. And yeah, that's a form of ducking. I kind of agreed with it. But then he got 35%. And then you go into perspective of like, yo, negotiation. Everyone has the right to negotiate. That's why it's called negotiation. You say one thing, I feel I deserve more, So Eddie Hearns breaks down, bigger, tougher title fights are worth more money. So you're not watching the pocket of the other opponent or the promoters. You just want your value and you bring value. That's why it's called a bigger, better, tougher fight, right? Title fight with that. And, all breaking down all the exhibits, with the evidence in regards to the $10 million offer. Now that you know these exhibits and you heard all the words as I did, $10 million is kind of a low offer. It ain't even 35. It ain't even 25 rather. And my final thought on that was Deontay Wilder deserves 35 and better. As far as Cotto, I'm predicting Cotto win. Sadam Ali by stoppage. I think he's going to stop him. I'm interested in Oscar Negrete versus what's his name? Victor or Vargas? Ray Vargas. I want to say Golden Boy really believes in this guy. 17 wins, 7 KOs, and 5'5" to fight a 5'7" dude with 33 fights. That's a hell of a lot more of experience. So my prediction on that one is going to be a war. It must be a war. Oscar Negrete may take it away, you know, but that's just me. Those are my final thoughts. You can find me on my YouTube channel, TBV_casual_fan.
Oh, yeah, but you ain't got to give that out. You giving your final thoughts because we dead in the show and we going to just keep chit-chatting and shit because I'm going to be gone for a while. I'm going to miss my man Enrique. So
we ain't doing the Cotto live chat?
Nah.
Saturday night?
Nah.
Damn, where you going?
Hawaii.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. Damn, congratulations.
Uncle, baby.
Yeah, so yeah, that was my final thoughts on that, man. Negrete, let's I can't wait to watch that, but I guess we won't be talking about it on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Matt should do a combat sport. I'll do it with him.
Yo,
we should do a live chat, Matt. I'm prepared for it. I got the mic. I got the laptop.
You do sound good whenever you ain't feedbacking.
That feedback is your mixer, man.
Yo, stop with that.
You control that shit. I did not do anything.
But Enrique, can't you understand that it only feeds back with you? Why is it that me and Matt blame you, and when you're not here, we don't have it?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But all right, so why is it that it happens?
I don't know.
Without me touching anything or making any adjustments, it goes away.
Your headphones are too loud. Try that.
It's not the headphones. It can't be.
You just turned down your volume, not your headphones. See,
right.
something is wrong.
No, now that's my headphone.
Keep
talking. That's my computer right there.
Well, I don't hear you feedbacking no more.
I don't know, man. I just touched 2 knobs. Only knobs I touch. Pause.
How you gonna touch without knowing what you touching anyway?
No, I'm touching my outputs. I know what I'm touching. What are you talking?
I don't know what you touching, man.
All right, man.
I don't know what you're touching.
And get your final.
So really quick, we're gonna give you guys a few updates on our Patreon page. We held Matt actually held the poll. I don't know. Let's see if this makes Enrique jealous. Makes you jealous that Matt is gonna be holding his own Patreon only show solo?
That's fine. We should do, to promote it. We should do live Sadam Ali Cotto fight.
Yo, you would have to get with him because you know that it requires equipment.
What do you mean?
To pull off what we're doing right now. But anyway, that's an unfair conversation.
I thought he had that, but okay, I understand.
The point is he held a poll and it's a new Patreon only show, and he had a couple of titles: Hardcores Only, Standing 8 Count, After the Bell, and the Hipster's Corner. What
I mean, since it is his own show, I think it should be the Hipster's Corner.
Yeah, that didn't win because he let the listeners or the Patreons decide.
But it doesn't sound unique.
None of them?
The Hipster's Corner doesn't.
Well, the winner by the patrons was Standing 8 Count.
Okay, that's fine.
So that is going to be airing while I'm away, and he even held the poll. I like that he's being super interactive. This is dope. He held the poll on whether the show should be live or pre-recorded, and 78% rather it be live. 22% voted on pre-record. So every step of the way with the creativity process, Matt is keeping everybody update. So while I'm gone, right? Yeah, at least you got that, right? And you got Enrique trying to do a what do you call it? A live fight chat. I'm gonna take my computer though. I'm sure I'll have internet and I'll help you guys as much as I can. But let's be real, who the fuck turns down a free trip, right? Especially to somewhere you've never been. So I'm about to go make the best of this one. And yeah, man, hopefully get a tan and shit. You've been there, right? So how was it? What should I do or expect or things like that?
Well, what part you going to? Honolulu?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Honolulu, that's where you're staying the whole time. Beautiful sunset. I think they
I'm
are.
saying Waikiki, if that's not the same thing.
Waikiki is Honolulu.
Okay.
Matt was trying to break it down a different way. He might be right, but I know I landed and went to Waikiki, Honolulu.
How long did you stay?
I stayed for 7 days, but I also went to other islands while I was there. It's very expensive. It's kind of like Soho, like New York City. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The food, everything. It's a strip. If you're on the strip, it's a real popular place, man. Honolulu. They got the luau's where you can eat. Those are expensive, but they're very well worth it. The sunset though is absolutely different than anything you ever seen in your home. You know what I'm saying? From your home.
So I'm gonna capture that on 4K then. That's
because the sky turns like 3 different colors. Like
what's the magic hour? Should I wait for the magic hour?
Wait for the magic hour. Yeah. You're gonna be jet lagged when you get back home. You probably your first day. I think the flight was like 9 or 12 hours.
Yeah, you flew direct?
Yeah, I flew direct.
Balling. I'm going to LA. I'm gonna chill with Matt. We're gonna smoke a cone.
Yo, but it was crazy because we get there and it's like
Andre asks, hold on. Andre asks, does the credit company help you with business credit? I will have that answered in just a bit.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. But let me tell you something. Since you brought it up, I feel the need to say other credit repair companies only repair. They don't build. They don't build. Like, yo, I'm proud to say my shit was like a 5-something after the divorce. I got a 760 right now. Damn. That's like, yo, show that shit off type of score. You know what I'm saying? So I never seen another company that can build. Do they fix shit? Yes, they take off inquiries, et cetera, but build credit, never in my life seen that. That's all I'm saying. But I will get that answer for you, Andre. Don't worry about it. Why am I always fucking up his name? If his name mean fucking your name up is Enrique before he gives you the award.
You like saying, it sound like you about to say Deontay.
I was about to say DeAndre.
Oh.
Yeah, DeAndre. But it's because I was mixing up Diakonu and Andre. I was putting his last name in front of his first name.
You know what it is? It's that D.
Yeah, is that D?
When I was in Job Corps, my roommate's name was DeAndre Brown.
DeAndre.
So it's a familiar name. But it's easy.
So you was telling me about Honolulu and the Strip, and it's expensive.
Yo, Honolulu, it's like being in New York City, like in Soho. So every restaurant, there's a if it still exists, there was this beautiful restaurant that it was like $50 buffet, but it was like a steak station, a seafood lobster tail station. They had a wall that was a tank of all kinds of exotic fish. Damn. And you see like some scuba divers.
But basically, what you're saying is the main cuisine out there is seafood because of the sea, and it's just like that. That's what you go there for.
You go there for that and surfing.
Surfing. Oh, I don't surf, so I'm gonna eat a lot of octopus. I'll eat ceviche. Now, is there like a Spanish
over there? They do a lot of pork too, like the pig on the stick.
Roast pork. I was gonna ask you, is there like a Spanish culture out there? Do you feel that? Is there any presence like that? Because I'm gonna be honest, you know what I mean? Like I said, FYI, anybody that's just tuning in, we're done. We're done talking boxing. We're really done talking boxing.
And FYI, this is what you get on Overtime.
This is also a preview of what takes place on Overtime. So we're doing this one free because Ness basically
catches a flight 5 a.m.
Won a free trip to Honolulu
from the cereal box.
I'm catching a flight at 7 in the morning, but it's in another state, so I got to drive. So I'm just chopping it up with Enrique. Actually, we're not gonna chop it up much longer though. I got another shit to do. I got to talk to my girl, another shit packed.
But it is a quick preview. So yeah,
this is a preview. He's right. He's doing a great job promoting the Overtime preview. Or what really takes place on Overtime on Patreon.
Overtime is the spillage of the Boxing Voice on what day? Thursday and Sunday, or only Sunday?
Yeah, it's sometimes Thursday, sometimes it depends. Sometimes we do twice. It really depends on topics, pop culture. I mean, like Gotti B showing her titties like that, like whoa.
talking about pop culture, ending how
Why
beautiful
you gonna
Hawaii.
act like you ain't watched the video of Cardi B?
I saw the video 2 times actually. It was a real short one. I was like, ooh.
Call you Tony 2 times.
Call me 4 times. You know what I'm saying? I was a little jealous, but it's cool.
Am I wrong? I mean, was I ignorant? I was like, oh shit, they fake. Like, should I have always expected them to be fake? I don't think there's anything wrong with fake titties.
Blind, because that's one of her main topics. You know what I'm saying? How she got fake breasts.
Okay, yeah, I don't follow that much.
But I don't care about the fake breasts because she still look great. You know what I'm saying?
You know, one of my boys, we was at the gym today, even though you wasn't there, you never there, you always scared. Yo, he was like, she's ugly. I'm like, whoa, she's ugly? I don't think she's ugly at all.
He need to change his lens.
Yeah, right. And especially after she got her teeth fixed.
Who said that though?
Elias.
I mean, he what's his type then?
I don't know. We're gonna have to check.
I'm sure if she was like, yo, what's up? Let's go hang out. He ain't gonna say no.
Of course not.
All right then.
Yo, have you seen any of the movies lately or no?
Yeah, I saw Coco and I saw Made in America.
Oh damn, you and my best friend went to see Coco already.
Yo, that movie was amazing. I didn't know what the story was about, but it broke down that was a tearjerker. Yo, there was a kid. It was the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, so theaters were busy with children and shit. And it was a late show. It was a 6 p.m. show. So, you know, there's some touching parts in there, and multiple touching parts, right? Because it's this kid trying to find
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, it's about this kid who his family don't want anything to do with music because the great grandmom husband, his abuelo, left the house and never came back, and he was a musician.
He hit the road.
Musician,
yeah. Music over the family.
Yeah, he chose music over the family. Never came back home, and so fast forward, the grandson, the great grandson, you know, they started this whole shoe business, shoemakers, and you know, it was passed down the family line. But the kid didn't want to do that. But it was forbidden to play music, any kind of music, or even, you know, live instruments. So, you know,
so it's like Happy Feet with instruments instead of feet.
But it was Mexican culture, which, you know, of course, is rich. So he just had this thing like, why is it that I freaking want to play music? And he would hide and do it, and it was touching.
How did you relate to it? Because I feel like the way you're talking is so much passion in your voice, as if you related to it some way.
You relate
coming up with? All right. So where was your relation at? How'd you correlate it with yourself?
You know, it was the day after Thanksgiving, and my family on Thanksgiving, everybody goes around the table and out loud has to say what they're grateful for, you know, and everybody does the typical, my family, you know, and this and that. But one of my cousins who opened up with the, you know, mask off, and then sometimes there's even crying. So my cousin took his mask off, said, yo, this year I did soul searching and all this other stuff. So when it got to my turn, I was like, you know, I've been soul searching my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Because he was recommending soul searching. So I've been soul searching my entire life. And I've been in wrong predicaments, right predicaments. And I'm just thankful that I'm able to go beyond the stanchions, you know, and get paid for it. And I mean, like, see things get made. I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands of frames, meaning pictures. So I'm actually in love with that. And even like growing up watching boxing and being part of a show, even though I ain't like getting my own Patreon show, but you know, just getting to that point and having my kids that I yell at, but you know, I love them to death. So going into the movie, finding this, and this me having this itch, like, why do I want to take pictures? Why do I want to shoot video? Why do I want to get a microphone? You know, and then finding myself in the Boxing Voice. So this kid had that same kind of itch. He was like, yo, why is it that, and he didn't even ask that question, you just see it in the movie. Like, yo, why is it that music freaking just draws me to it? Like, I'm watching this famous singer over and over, his interviews, everything. I mean, it was so touching that there was a kid in there crying in tears loud, like, woo! And you know, theaters, the kids no one really cries, but it get out loud. And this kid was in there like, woo! I turned around, my daughter has tears in her eyes. And I was like, yo, and I was choked up by certain parts. I don't want to spoil it, but it's that deep of a movie, and I recommend it. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. So I think you should see it if it's available on the plane for purchase. You should definitely watch it and have a napkin with you if you're a tearjerker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a crier, bro. I cry for the Cotto shit. Let me take this call. Alexander Bully want to talk. I'm fearful of what he might want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yo, I was about to go off on the boxing topic, but we done on that, man. So yeah, I was just about to check in, man, see what you guys are saying, chop it up with you, man.
You lying. You know you lying. You know you want to talk about Joshua. Go ahead, man. I'm not gonna hold you back.
The same thing.
I know you, my guy. I listen, man. Deontay Wilder should have taken that 10 million because that's 10 times what he got paid before, man. So like we just waiting for the fight over here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck wrong with him.
But did you not hear the show, Alexander?
No, I didn't. I ain't even gonna lie. I came hella late.
It was broken down.
You gotta hear the show. You gotta hear the show.
There was evidence.
You're a zombie right now because you haven't heard the show. You sound just like a zombie.
And zombie's a new phrase, so you got to find the show part where we.
You're gonna want to find out why you a zombie too. Like, why am I being called a zombie? You're the Walking Dead right now.
To be fair, I actually wanted to talk about something else because like I just started learning Spanish, and I was gonna start to hit you guys up and ask like because I watch Golpe. And I was asking if there's any other like boxing content where I can improve my Spanish and do boxing at the same time and like learn a bit. You guys got any like good advice on good shows I can watch?
I would say golpe a golpe, like how you pronounced it.
Yeah, golpe a golpe. It was golpe a golpe. But yeah, I don't know any other Spanish ones. There was one, I think his name was like Felipe something, and I haven't heard of it anymore. But if I run across any, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, let me know some joints.
Yo,
man.
you know it's funny because Doomsday Lainez always said that he wanted to do a Spanish one, but he's not consistent enough. He's irresponsible. But yo, I'd be down. I'd be totally down. I mean, my Spanish is not perfect, but it's gotten better. And obviously, with repetition like that, I would be able to pull it off. I've interviewed plenty of fighters in Spanish as well.
Right. And
any artists that you listen to that I could just start listening to?
Artists.
Bad
hell yeah, Bad Bunny, baby. Yo, and if you got an iPhone, you could just download the song, right? And not even download it, just stream it, but you could get the lyrics so you can see the words. That's really gonna help you with the Spanish.
Yeah. Bad Bunny. You say
Bad Bunny,
yeah?
Bad
Bunny, and get another one.
That's
J
Balvin. Rap music, yo. Which one, Enrique?
J Balvin.
Oh, J Balvin. Yeah, I mean,
that's the
he gonna,
nigga, right?
He gonna pop up. He gonna pop up. He gonna pop up regardless.
Nah, he got a dope album. J Balvin Safari album, fire. I mean, Energy. His album's named Energy.
I'm about to check it out right now.
Bad Bunny's fire. I don't think Bad Bunny has a whole album. He's just a feature dude with a couple.
Yeah, but that's why I said if you do it on iTunes, you type in Bad Bunny and they got playlists with dozens of his songs, dozens of his features. So it's like a whole album by the time you're done.
Any streaming you
got. Listen, give me 1 month. We'll have a whole conversation in Spanish.
Let's do it. Vamos a hacerlo. Yo estoy aquí para ayudarte. Eso no te apures. Lo que tú vas a hacer ahora es que tú vas a aprender un poquito. Después tú vas a coger para atrás, escuchar esta misma episodio. I said that totally wrong. We're gonna have to get.
Está bien. Yo lo entiendo.
We're gonna have to do a sound check on that one. I totally said episode wrong in Spanish. I think it's episodio. I don't know. But the whole point is, I told you once you get your Spanish, you'll go back, listen to this, and hear what I said.
All right, my man. Appreciate that, guys. Man, I'm out.
Peace.
Yo, so before we close, right? You know, I was talking about Rosenberg and Post Malone. Post Malone lost me one time. He was on 105.1. That's the station out here where Charlemagne is on, and his hair. I saw the video. His hair was like braided, but it was out of control. It looked like a bird nest. It was woofed up everywhere. Ooh. Post Malone.
Oh, yeah. He looked weird.
He was on the Charlemagne. This is when he had that Iverson song, right?
Yeah.
So he was on
Iverson. That was that shit.
He was on 105, and it was like, yo, what's up with your hair? You ain't wash it in a long time. What's her name? Angela Yee was like, you look like you ain't washed it in a long time. You know, women know when your hair is not washed. So, you know, Charlemagne was there, DJ Envy, and he's like, yeah, you know, that's that native Indian in me. I'm like, what? So now we gotta accept you because you native Indian, like native Indians wear their hair like that. So it was just like him trying to say something. So about himself culturally, other than being a white dude, right?
Yo, what's the name of this album you telling people about?
Energy. It might be Energia J Balvin. It's like him, and it's like lightning bolts all around him, yellow, white and yellow.
Yeah.
Right. That's a dope album too. So then, so Rosenberg, I got the I found the clip. Let me let you know. Let me let you hear it. Hold on.
That sounds horrible.
Does it?
Hell yeah, super low.
All right, so let me raise it.
Raise it. Call you raise it.
Blowing over somehow. Post Malone, I'm done giving you passes, bro. Even though I like you in person, we've had nice conversations before. You're out of passes. That's over. You got to pass for braids, which is not common. You got to pass for the N-word thing that happened on Snapchat. We gave you a pass, even though all the tattoos of the artists you love are all white rock stars, none related to hip hop at all. So either leave hip hop and go make other music in another genre, or start showing respect for hip hop. Hip hop isn't the music you go to for emotion, important things. Hip hop has been the soundtrack of every important day of my life. And many people like me and all around the world of every different background. So start showing respect for hip hop or get out. No more passes for Post Malone. You're done.
That's Rosenberg from Hot 97.
But why is Rosenberg even talking? Like, who the fuck is Rosenberg?
Nah, because
but who asks Rosenberg for a pass anyway? Like
he's on one of the biggest hip hop shows.
So what you saying, that Ebro ain't gonna put him on a show because Rosenberg got a beef? You crazy?
No, stop it, man. First of all, Ebro probably had the same sentiment because Post Malone was talking about, hip hop ain't where I run to. First off, right? And he has the #1 hip hop record for Emotions. You know what I'm saying? So what does that mean?
Exactly. You don't know what that means. Everybody is making their own interpretation.
Yeah, but he goes to other places and he loves hip hop. But Rosenberg says, he's got old, rockers on his arm, no hip hop artists, no hip hop quotes, nothing. So he's exploiting the culture. He's exploiting. That's why the hip hop culture, the hip hop heads.
Oh, why are people so negative, man? That's I can't believe
Post Malone is whack.
I can't believe how Rodney King's words will be forever.
Why can't we all just get along?
It's the truth. Like, why people?
It is the truth, but it's the truth.
I like his music.
All right, so he getting your money.
And Rosenberg ain't even no thug. Talking about he ain't getting no passes. Post Malone will walk up to New York radio station, High 97, smack Rosenberg.
You crazy? He was acting all childish when when he was inside of 105.1. It was getting on him. It was like, you lucky you tall, talking about Iverson. You play ball.
People hate, and that's what it is. Nas said it the best, man. People hate what they can't conquer, fear what they don't understand. I guess that's just the theory of man. So you look at Post Malone. You look at Post Malone. He doesn't look like your typical rapper. He's a white boy. He got messy hair. He dressed weird as hell. So it's like, I can't like this dude, even though his body of work is good.
Yeah, but there's something. Let me tell you why a lot of people liked 50 Cent over Ja Rule, right?
Because 50 was raw.
They believed him. Bottom line, you can't believe Post Malone. That's why
Post Malone, look, I don't know. I don't listen to his whole album, but I never heard about shooting people.
Who?
Post.
You heard him about shooting people?
I said I never heard him spit shit about shooting people.
Right, because he know that's not what he does.
So then what's not to believe, bruh?
What's not to believe is that he runs with the culture.
My mama called, see me on TV, said some shit don't change. Yo, stop. People hating on my man. You know what it is? People don't like singy song rappers though. They ain't like Dre.
That shit ain't even original. What he sing, how he sound. He got auto tone, all that shit.
Oh, you a fucking hater for real.
Yeah, I'm a hater, but I'm just letting you know the truth.
You a hater.
Why you think he collabing with freaking 21 Savage? He wants that audience.
He ain't got to collab with nobody though.
Yes, he
Rockstar
does.
is Rockstar a feature?
Yeah, 21 Savage is on that.
Yo, I don't even listen to his part. He asked. I don't even know.
Rockstar's a whack ass song.
I don't even know 21 Savage anyway. The only reason I know 21 Savage is because his girlfriend hot. He ain't about nothing.
Yo, you are absolutely right. Neither do I.
Dude with the pretty girl.
No, listen, you're absolutely right. I don't even know one 21 Savage song. I do, but I don't even play it. I'm saying so. Post Malone, 21 Savage obviously got us a following, a big one, a huge one. He's like a megastar to a certain group in the hip hop culture. And Post Malone is that guy that's like, yo, I belong in that group too, because white kids follow 21 Savage. So he goes in there and gets a collabo. You know what I'm saying? So fuck him.
Damn, Big Bill stalking me like, yo, you coming to the gym tomorrow and get that sparring? Sorry, buddy.
I'm going home.
Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna be smoking that Maui.
Yeah, you'll find that on the beach. Well, not in Maui, but something. Word. So that was a little preview of what it is on the overtime.
Overtime,
Patreon.
which Bo from Bama said, why call it overtime, Enrique? He's like, yo, this ain't football. Y'all ain't going into overtime. This ain't what other sports do football?
Well, work ain't overtime. Work ain't a sport, and you do overtime, man.
Oh, killing them
after the clock. You know
that's why we be needing you, B. That's why we be needing
the clock. 9 to 5. I'm leaving at 9 p.m. I'm on overtime.
Damn, he on overtime. Yo, man. I'm out, B. I'm out. Let's see if Enrique gonna hold it down. Give y'all a live fight chat.
Do the live fight chat with Matt Hunter. Matt, let's get together, talk about how to arrange for it. Because my interest rose. I got my mic. So
what the hell does my interestedly mean? Come on, B. You over there fumbling words and shit.
Interestedly.
Why? He's still trying to rock out with that one.
Oh, man. Nah, but anyway, my YouTube is TBV_casual fan, and Twitter is the same TBV_casual fan. I am on IG at Fight Talk, and Boxing Fan Apparel on Patreon. And if you want to learn more about Boxing Fan Apparel, go to boxingfanapparel.com. Boxingfanapparel.com.
Yo, all I'm gonna say, there's only 100 of these shirts. All right, there's only 100 of these Podcast King shirts, and I'm telling you from the door, I already took like 20 for me. I'm just saying.
Sizes are limited.
Yeah, sizes are limited. So if you want one of these, you better up your Patreon to 15. If you on a 15 level, expect this to come. Even if I already sent you a shirt, expect this. This is my Merry fucking Christmas to you. On that word, NESTGTO. Catch me on all forms of social media on that. And I'm out.
Peace. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Yo, how was that? That shit felt long without callers. That first segment.
That shit was nothing for me. Nah, it was good though.
Huh?
It was good. You did good.
Good.
You just gotta be here more. That's all.
Nah, it's good. I'm gonna get that soundboard.
Overtime was better.
What?
Overtime was better, like, because you more knowledgeable on a pop culture, and it's freestyle, so you can bring up anything.
Yeah.
All right, doggy. Gotta
Yo,
get
when you coming back?
The 7th, Thursday.
Oh, all right. Then I was like January 7th. Oh, all right. All right then.
Better hit that gym. Peace.
Definitely peace. Yo, say live up there. Yo, we live?